just water.
This is more expensive, but you get more out of that, is what I was saying.
Oh. Co-founder and CEO, John Gluck.
That can't be real.
Why Kia?
This is $250.
This is $250. I will tell you, the box stinks. This water is dollars.
Oh my god.
Alright, we're gonna talk about all the problems with Stranger Things 5.
We are revisiting an old tier list. Probably close to like 5 to 6 years ago now, right? We did a water bottle tier list.
Yeah, we did that. Was that in the green screen room?
No, that was at my fucking dinner table.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I don't think I was
yeah,
there for that one.
nope. This predates even Chelsea.
This
I think.
predates women.
Yeah, we did this before girls existed.
Crazy.
Before the Lord took one of our ribs and made a woman out of it.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
And yeah, you're welcome, ladies. So now, back then, we did only gas station water bottles that we could find in 15 minutes. This time, we prepped and found every water bottle ever made.
This is all of them.
Yeah, this is all of them out there.
And this one also is focusing on a little bit on price, because we got a really expensive one, which you got to watch till the end to see how many thousands of dollars it costs.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're going to see if price plays an impact, and we're just going to try a bunch of waters. It's not every water, because we're missing our favorite Zephyr Hills.
What?
This is more of a price tier list than a water bottle
Yeah.
tier list.
We are looking at the rarest water on Earth based on price and seeing which is the best.
Yeah. This one's super rare now because Ashton Hall. You can barely find Saratoga anymore.
We're going to start with Zin water. Save our oceans.
How expensive is that one?
Yep.
So we're looking at
Gotta figure out how it opens.
$1.50 to $2 a bottle. So $2 for a bottle of water. That's kind of expensive for water, right?
It is.
I don't know a normal price. Go ahead, take a sip.
Alright, Zin water.
It's got a nipple top.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a sports.
It's fine. It's just normal water.
You know what I find with all the fancy waters is it all talks about the pH. So this one's alkaline. It's 9.5 pH.
Yep.
All of these, for the most part, say something about their pH levels, which I don't know what's. See, that's 10 pH.
This is 9.5. I think the lower pH, the happier your tummy.
This one's 8.4.
No, wait, no, I don't think so. I think the lower pH, the more acidic it is, right? Isn't that how that works?
Is it lower acidic or basic?
basic?
I'm
can't
pretty
remember.
sure lower is acidic, because if that's a 10, that's basically acid, is it not?
No.
10 is the top of the scale, is it not?
No, I think it goes to like 14 or something
does
like
it?
that. I think 7 is perfectly.
Yeah, 7 is
neutral.
7 is
neutral.
neutral. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure low is acid.
I can't remember. It's been too long. But if you ask me to do electron orbitals for the periodic table, I'll nail that.
A higher pH number is less acidic.
Yeah, it's more basic. What number do you start hitting ouchie levels of acid? Like, I would say like 4?
What pH?
Hurts me.
Yeah.
Very acidic is below 4 to 5, and very alkaline is above 9 to 10.
So this is very alkaline.
I'm feeling it.
That's like drinking a Tums.
This says, generally speaking, it starts to get dangerous with strong acids, pH below 2, and some strong bases, pH above 12. So, seems like we're okay.
I think this is a...
How many of these are Nestle, do you think?
Yeah, like
Probably all of them.
Maybe all of them, yeah.
All right.
This was fine. Give it like a B.
All right.
Normal water. I got no strong
Yeah, I
feelings.
feel like if B is our 7, it's a B. It's just water.
Yeah, that's just normal water.
And the rest are probably not just going to be
I'm
normal water.
seeing our future.
This is eternal, naturally alkaline spring water. That's a very cool bottle.
That is a cool bottle. How much is Eternal?
This looks fancy.
I know the lore on this one.
Do you?
Yeah.
I didn't know
What's-
it had
what's the
lore.
lore?
This one's the Dollar Tree bottle.
Oh!
right?
Whoa!
And look at all the other bottles.
Dude,
Yeah.
sitting down Friday night with the boys, bottle of Eternal and a Mama Celeste pizza. You kidding me? Oh man,
That's heaven right there.
that's boys' night if I've ever heard.
Taking a
one.
peek at the new Stranger Things season.
Speaking of our future, it's like how Vecna saw the future and did nothing with it.
Ain't that the truth?
Are you holding the water in your mouth to like really get a good taste?
It's like
of it?
wine.
Oh, not really. I was just talking with the water in my mouth. This is
Oh,
this is good.
It's good. That's good water. Dollar Tree
Dollar
water
Tree.
is good. I think if we call it now, we can say lower price, better water.
Yeah. I like that more than Zin.
That's science.
I give that a B+.
I'm gonna go A.
Oh, going A, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Going A.
I guess
Very bold.
we should have had Zephyr Hills as our gold standard.
Well, but you know what that's
We
like.
do
You
know.
can
I
picture
remember.
that. Yeah.
Fiji.
I only buy Fiji and Smart Water when I'm at the airport, and it's like $14.95 every time.
I only buy Smart Water when I'm at the movie theaters, and it's like $8.
You don't buy it at the airport?
Not not often.
I think I like Fiji. I think Fiji's good.
I think Fiji was one of our top 2 on the tier
Yeah,
list.
it is good. That is good water. You get what you pay for.
Fiji is so just nothing. Like
Yeah.
Fiji is water.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like you drink something and it's got a little bit of flavor in there.
Yeah.
There's nothing in Fiji. It's straight H2O.
I would imagine if we did the last 3 with blindfolds on, we would have no fucking clue which is which.
Give me a blindfold.
You,
No.
we do the rest of
You don't think there's a difference between that and Eternal?
I would put this at the exact same ranking I would give Eternal, which is good.
I was going to do
Which
the
is a B+.
same, an A, but I thought it tasted like nothing.
No, there's got to be like a really good water in here. It's
I
probably 10.
have to imagine when we start tasting 10 pH.
Yeah. This is when we get scary.
Yeah.
I got it at Whole Foods and it said it was local.
This is
But
local.
it's
That's
from
local water?
Raton, so I don't know how local.
I don't want to drink Florida water.
This is local
Right.
Florida swamp water.
Huh.
Yeah, that was
Interesting.
Well, Zephyr Hills is also local in that case.
I don't
Zephyr Hills is in Florida.
think the Zephyr Hills on the water bottle is the same as our Zephyr Hills.
It absolutely
It
is.
definitely is.
100% it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah, so that was $2 as
Huh.
well.
Electrolytes may crystallize in the bottle. Just shake gently and enjoy. pH test strips do not accurately measure pH above 8. Use an electronic meter for true
So
results.
the website is also claiming that it is the only water that is actually at a perfect 10 pH.
Oh, perfect 10 water.
Perfect 10.
Whoa! Their
That-
water comes from Crystal Springs. I've
Yeah.
swam in that. I've drank my own swim.
In Zephyr Hills?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've swum in it too.
I have. Wait, where? Crystal Springs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I was thinking Ginny Springs.
I've drank myself.
All right, perfect 10. You're not gonna believe it. That tastes identical to water that we've previously consumed.
It feels, I guess, different in my mouth. It doesn't taste any different.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could go for mouthfeel. Let me see.
I would say the mouth feels 5% different. I think to your point, if I was blindfolded, I might not be able to tell you that.
I don't know where these electrolytes are hiding, but I'm not finding them. It was fine.
Yep, that's fine.
That was okay. I don't know if I care about it being a perfect 10 pH, to be honest with you. Didn't do much for me.
All right, here's an expensive one.
Yeah, that's
This
Voss water.
Voss. Oh, it's not glass Voss though. That's
No.
not glass.
But even the glass ones weren't too expensive. The plastic ones, I think I ordered them, so that's why they came out.
That's fair.
But
All right,
that's still $2.50 for the bottle.
we're getting up there.
$2.50 for a bottle of Voss.
That's a big mouth.
That's like liquid gold right
This-
there.
I'm not gonna say anything.
What the fuck was that?
I had to cough when it.
F tier. It almost killed him.
Fuck. The second I took a drink, I had to cough.
That was such a visceral reaction to it.
Water's fine.
This one, I think, has more of a taste.
Let me taste. Oh, let me without coughing. Let me try.
I'm gonna go B.
This. You said you think it has more of a taste?
When I'm saying more, I'm saying 5%. Like there's something there.
I don't know. Just tastes like a little flatter. I guess maybe you could argue. I don't know.
Do you think the others tasted carbonated?
Not really. I guess it just feels so flat that it's
That's-
the only thing that
It's like in a
stands
vacuum.
out. Yeah. I'll give it like another B.
Oh, B.
Whoa.
This is gonna be bad.
Just
I feel
water.
it. I feel
You
it.
think because it's in a
Yeah. Whenever you had these
wait.
like quirky things coming in, like it's just a fucking egg or something. It's like, well, I hope so.
Yeah, no, I saw this company that had this like soap.
Just soap?
Just soap.
Yeah, but you don't eat that.
You don't eat it, no, but you're getting what you get. You know,
You're
you're just
getting what
getting
you
soap.
get. This has an expiration date.
That's it?
Yeah, Best by May 12th, 2027.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, we got time, but,
Yeah, but
why,
that feels
why has it got an
short
expiration
for
date?
water.
Maybe because
The cardboard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Box water or whatever. No.
I thought there was another.
Oh, yeah,
water.
that's actually pretty fucking terrible. That's not very good. I don't like that. I feel like I'm tasting the cardboard more than the water.
Yeah, it definitely takes on the taste of the cardboard. It's
Yeah.
not bad. I guess you just called it terrible.
Well, when I say terrible, I mean relative
compared
to
the
like
others.
what water you would
I'm going
want.
to put it all the way down in C.
$2.50 a bottle.
$2.50? It's in
$2.50?
cardboard.
Yeah.
I have to. This is the problem. It's the same thing with eating healthy. To do good things and have recyclable.
Well, the thing with that too
Well, you
is
can
it's
recycle
cardboard,
plastic.
but it's fucking plastic.
That's what I
coated.
was gonna say. There's
Like,
plastic on
and there's
that.
still so much plastic on it, so you're not.
What's
really
the
doing
point?
shit.
It's not like a
Okay.
milk.
Also,
Well-
it's not just water; it's in a container. They're lying.
True.
We got a lot of.
Yeah, this out of all of them, this is the one that I like the least. I feel like
I
I
agree.
tasted a lot of cardboard residue.
I'm going C, and I think I'm already, based on naming, gonna like the next one less. This is 9020 Beverly Hills
90H2O.
90H20.
God, that's quirky.
Yep.
It's
This
from
reminds
Beverly
me-
Hills.
Yeah, and it's Drink the World's Finest. TM.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible. How expensive was that one?
This one is $4.50 a bottle.
That's the stupidest
This
thing.
is
That's
the
a small...
shit they put on your nightstand in a hotel.
I was gonna say it.
It's horrible quality too, right? Like it's like really. I don't know. I just don't like. the feel of
California
it, right?
Mountain Spring Water. Yeah,
That is
it's
the
a
most
shitty
California shit I've ever
bottle. It
seen
is.
and heard.
Smooth, crisp, light. Shut up.
Dummies.
Co-founder and CEO John Gluck.
No.
That can't be
That's a
real.
fake name.
John Gluck.
That's a fake name. Well, hey, okay, hold on, guys. We were a
Yeah.
little hasty.
Sorry.
It won the World's Best Water Award,
Yeah.
as well as the Best of Beverly Hills Golden Palm Award. So
That's like a
Who votes for
best
that?
of the day type of thing.
yeah, who is on the council of the World's Best Water Award Committee? I
I
wonder.
guarantee it's John Gluck.
I know. Like, how are we not there? We've done three fucking. Well, I've done 3 water bottle tier lists. One with you, one with the boys, and now one more with you. Who else is more qualified?
Nobody. There's some numbers and water drops on the back. What do they mean?
The mineral content of the water you drink matters. The finest waters in the world are flowing with natural minerals that your mouth can taste and your body can feel.
Hmm.
And then it just gives you the numbers of like potassium, magnesium. Yep.
Good?
Nope.
Was
I
it
mean,
worth-
it's just water.
Was it worth the Golden Palm Award?
No, it's just normal water. It does gluck when it's coming
It
out,
does.
though. to his credit. Can you hear that gluck on camera?
Yeah, really. Let me get
Yeah,
there.
you're-
Can you gluck me a couple times?
Here. I'll gluck you a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's some good gluckage.
I would put that in the Fiji where there's no taste.
Yeah, this is very normal water.
I'm getting something of an aftertaste.
Are you? I'm not. I don't get any sense of minerals that my mouth and body can feel.
I've probably just engorged myself on water. Oh. Yeah, I'll go B.
I'll give it a C just because I hate their branding and their price.
I didn't
You're paying more for what is fundamentally the same quality
See,
water as all the
now
other
I'm
ones.
understanding what this video is, and I'm going to change my ranking to a C.
Yeah,
Price
and
to
I'm going to change it to a
quality
D
ratio.
now. Now it's a D.
It's a race to the bottom. All right, this one has to be expensive.
That one is about $3.50 a bottle.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is pH 8.4 Icelandic Glacial, and it says
We tried
Let me
this
see
one last
the
time.
label.
Oh.
Let me see the label. Whoa.
and it says this one is bottled at the source, Ulfus Spring, Iceland.
I think we liked it, if I remember right.
I don't remember. I hope so. There's going to be nothing nasty in this one.
One of the better waters. I don't know if it's worth $3.50. I mean, it's kind of what it boils down to. I don't.
Matt just had the realization that it was just water again. And he
Yeah.
was trying to think of anything new to say.
It's all water.
The thing to be
One
mindful
of
of.
them did have Molly in it. You should.
The thing to be mindful of is why would you pay the extra amount of money for
When it
this
tastes the
water
same.
when it tastes the same as the cheaper waters like Eternal.
Because the marketing makes you think that it's not just the normal
Exactly.
water.
I will say one thing I especially disliked about this before we turn the cameras on is this here. This is how the bottle's supposed to be. It's like a glacier, but this side specifically keeps making me think it's dented, and I keep trying to pop the dent out.
It's one of the better waters based on just being up there with like a Fiji and shit, but
Yep.
I wouldn't pay the
Well,
extra
an
money.
Eternals bottle is really cool looking, but it doesn't
It
make you
is.
think it's dented,
It's
right?
like
Yeah,
boobs.
and it's huge.
It is a massive
You
bottle.
get a lot
How much
more.
was it? $1?
$1.25.
For that?
$1.25.
Pull Eternal back out. Now
Yeah,
I
get
understand
him off the
what
bench.
we're talking
Eternal's coming back out.
about.
That size, that's
Why
$2.50.
Kia?
This is $2.50.
This is $2.50. This was $1.25. $2.50. This one doubles as a wrist rest for your computer.
It's true.
All right, let's try IKEA.
Waikika from the Hawaiian volcanic from
was
the
insensitive.
Hawaiian volcanic waters.
All right, $2.50 for a shot of water.
Yeah, those are tiny.
This is another thing they'd put on your fucking nightstand in a hotel room.
This is like a flight water, like a little travel
It's
water.
never
Yeah, they
enough.
paid $9 there.
Yeah, true. Again, that's just that's normal water. But why would you pay $2.50 for so little of it? What are you feeling over there?
It's water.
It's just water, huh?
It's filtered through porous volcanic rock. Just don't do whatever they do in Dollar
We should
Tree
try and make our own filtered water.
from a volcano.
No, filter it through like the
Yeah,
rocks.
we should find like a really interesting looking place that has water and just hype it up as like the coolest shit in Tampa. Like naturally harvested from fucking
Local Tampa Spring.
I'm trying to think of a park. What's like a park? From Gaslight Park's fountain.
Yeah, from Hyde Park.
Yeah.
The Mountain Valley Spring. I, hot take, have always hated these aluminum cans.
I'm not a fan. So like,
don't
do
like
you
it.
not like Liquid Death?
I do not.
Yeah, I'm not a huge
I
fan
don't
either.
hate their product. I just don't like these cans. I don't
I'm
want.
fine with them if they have the screw tops. I don't like how Liquid Death had the actual like
Tabs.
tabs.
Yep. I want to drink out of plastic. I'm working on some GI Joe balls here. I need to keep filling.
All right, this is the original since 1871.
It's the original can too.
Yeah, you're not gonna believe what's in there.
I think the title of this video is your water killing you?
Is
Very
water a
sensitive.
scam? Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I feel like I almost always only get these at events, like the metal cans at a concert or something.
Yeah, it's social. It's supposed to be social.
It makes you talk more. They heat up so quickly. I feel like your water gets warm so fast. That's
Yeah,
always my problem with it.
I agree with that. It definitely feels that way.
I don't like the. How much was that?
$2.50.
C.
You get better than that at least, but even still.
Oh, I didn't even rank that one. I said it's water.
Oh yeah, this is an F. fuck that guy.
That is
That
too
one's
less.
the F.
$2.50.
Yeah. See.
Less
Yeah,
for more
it's
on the
fine.
Ikea one. Sucked.
All right, give me that next one.
Dude, I'm getting full.
I have to actually check and see if they're bottled in the same spot.
Oh, they are very
They're-
similar,
they're-
but let me
it's
see
the
that
same.
one. Oh,
Maybe
this
it's just
one?
One is Whole Foods brand and one is that one.
No.
Okay.
This one's Arkansas. This one also says can liner not made with bisphenol A, BPA.
That's good. Well, is this one made with bisphenol BPA?
I don't know.
If it
Imagine.
doesn't say it's not.
I think we can safely assume this has toxic chemicals in there.
I
since
think
it
so.
doesn't tell
That
me
is
it
not
doesn't.
BPA free.
Nope. Nope.
This one is.
BPA abundant, I would imagine. That's the conclusion I'll draw
Extra
from
BPA.
that.
Whoa.
Oh
This
wait, do we have a
one-
difference?
This one is so nothing that the others feel like something. But in a good way.
That's because you're missing the
In a good
BPA.
way. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
the others are BPA
I was
weighted.
tasting BPA. So it's just, there's nothing there. It's like your mouth reverses.
It's like your mouth reverses is crazy.
You see what I mean?
That is a lot of nothing.
It's
in
like the abyss from Stranger.
there. Yeah, that is a lot. That is really a lot of nothing, huh?
That one. That one shocked me.
Oh, we didn't even tier list that last one. I don't think. Because of all the BPAs that are no doubt in there, probably a D, maybe a C.
I think this video is going to need a stinger showing the last bottle.
You already said C for it.
C?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember giving it something, so I give it a C.
I'm going to go A. They found a way to just
Whoa.
make it empty.
How expensive was this one?
That one was $1.80.
Oh, that's much
and
better
it's
value.
cheap.
I'll give it an
That's
A.
an A.
I'll give it an A too.
Danny, try that and tell me it doesn't rock your world.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man. He's shocked. It's so much
That's
nothing.
pretty like nothing.
It's like
That
if they
is- I'm with
liquefied
you.
air.
Yeah.
That's just...
No, there's
oh.
like no aftertaste. Your mouth forgets it was there.
Yeah. All right, this is open water. It's open source water.
Yeah, this one has a lot going on.
Wait, did that say
here.
salt water? Nope, still water.
This is like a real steel can.
Yeah, real humdinger.
Is it a real steel?
Real steel.
Not really.
No.
This also feels like plain water, where it's a brand that doesn't actually exist except for on Delta Airlines.
Bye bye plastic. All right. Goodbye. Oh,
That would
heard that. Oh wait, that's like actually like a really shit one. I don't like that one at all. It has a taste.
and not a good one. This is weird. This kind of has it. You know the rubber on the inside of caps? It's a lot of times like a white rubber little coating. It kind of tastes like that,
It tastes like
which I have licked a lot of those.
it tastes skunky. Is what it tastes
Let me
like.
have another sip. It's like
No,
I'm not
like
going.
like a beer skunk.
I'm not
Yeah.
going straight to F. I think what's happening is we just drank liquefied nothing,
That's true.
and
yeah.
now there's something.
Maybe that's I forgot what that's like. Legitimately, to me, that tastes like when you finish like a Miller Lite and you get like the piss at the very bottom.
I was gonna equate it to.
Actually taste that one, Danny. Since you just
I mean the
finished something.
champagne of beer.
It's the Anheuser-Busch runoff water.
I was gonna compare it to like an Aquafina.
Yeah.
Where there's something there.
I
Yeah,
almost got
I don't like that.
Yeah.
for this one.
You guys are overreacting, but there's
No, I
like
think it's like
something
it's
there.
a C or D.
You
for
would
me.
too if you had all this great water and then you
Yeah,
got this.
true.
I would
Yeah.
say out of this lineup by
Yeah.
far the worst.
I think this is by far the worst.
I don't have the immediate yuck reaction.
It's not as bad as
yeah.
like Aquafina or Dasani.
No,
for me.
I
Like,
would-
It's not that strong.
Yeah, but out of our lineup of expensive ones, this is like the Aquafina.
Yeah.
Women of refined
That's an F.
taste.
Yeah, I don't like that. How expensive was that one?
$2.50.
Yeah, overpriced as well.
How much is this glass Evian?
$6.50.
And you can't take it with you because it'll shatter.
True. And it's shaped like a bowling pin.
Evian is my go-to airplane water, if they have it. But not in the glass bottle. Not in the glass bottle.
Yeah, it's weird they always
They have,
let
like, the
you
little
on
ones.
there with
Yeah,
those.
it is cheaper in a plastic bottle.
I like glass bottles. Things taste good. out
Because you like the nicer things in life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the glass things in life.
I've had a lot of Evian. Evian's good. It is a little more expensive than like Zephyr Hills, right? By a few cents, I would bet.
Probably.
Yeah. Evian's good. A.
Zephyr Hills is my hurricane water.
Oh yeah, most of my water bottles in my garage are when a hurricane's coming through. I'm like, I'll pick up one more pack. And I'm like, I have 4,200 water bottles. Fugi.
Fugi.
Fugi. That looks like a fight brand.
Yeah, Fugi.
That is our Saratoga is not as expensive. That one is our second most expensive one at
Let's go to Saratoga first.
Was $3.50 actually, so it was kind of in the middle. But these last two are
That's a lot for
This is
$3.50.
$3.50.
Yeah.
That feels like a good deal.
That's you get more for half the price of the glass Evian.
No wonder Ashton washes his face with it.
Because of that video, because of that Ashton guy, Saratoga's water prices dropped a little bit, so they could.
I'll tell you what, it's worse.
Is it?
Sorry, I
Is
don't
it
mean to
actually
spoil
worse?
it for you. Evian is better than Saratoga in terms of taste. Am I on the crack pipe?
I feel like they taste pretty similar. I mean, I just like Evian, so I'm a little partial to it, but
This one's
This
really
is-
hard because it's a blank canvas. So
Yeah.
when somebody paints an opinion on it, you're like, I can feel that.
yeah, I don't know. This feels like very close, and for half the price, I feel like it's probably more value.
I do like the blue bottle.
No,
It's got to be more empty. It's got to be more empty. Mr. Gluck is back.
I'd probably give that like an A as well. It's good.
It really, I didn't expect. Let me see the Evian real quick. This is 28 fluid ounces. How many is in the Evian? It's at $3 more. It's not worth $3 more.
Am I missing it? Am I stupid? I don't see it.
It's at the front.
Oh, I thought it'd be on the back.
78 millimeters. 75 CLs, which would be 750 mLs, which this is this is 828 mLs. Wait, so this is more for less.
We established that.
Wait, did we? I thought this was more.
No,
Oh.
this is more expensive, but you get more out of that. Is what I was saying.
Oh, I wasn't listening. We're gonna move on to Fugi.
Fugi.
How much water is in that one, Matt?
1,000 milliliters.
Oh.
It's more
Yep.
for
$9 a bottle.
$9.
There's got to be a reason why people would buy
From
this.
Italy.
Oh.
The price jump to the next one is just insane. Turns out, even the expensive water is not that expensive.
That tastes like pool water. Actually tastes like
But
pool
it
water.
tastes like
wait.
Italian pool water.
I gotta clear my mind of your thoughts before I dig into Fugi.
That is literally what it would taste like when I'd go to little swimming parties and I'd accidentally drink the fucking water. That tastes actually like pool water.
To me, it tastes like hose water.
Oh, interesting.
I have very distinct memories as a kid of do you remember those black plastic skate ramps? I would flip them over, I'd sit in it, fill it with some water from a hose, and I'd sit there with the hose and just fucking chill and drink out of it.
I used to
parents
drink out
That
of it a
explains
lot.
so much.
They were like, please stop doing that. I'm like, nah.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I used to drink out of the hose a lot when I was a kid too.
Not in
I
a
don't
skate
know.
ramp, though?
No, not in a skate ramp.
Shit. Been looking for my soulmate. But yeah, I really get hose water from that.
I don't know. I think I'm just still too stuck on pool water. But this is like
Maybe the pool you swam in was filled with a hose.
I mean, it was, but like, yeah. Try that, Danny. That like actually does taste like actual something, and I don't hate it.
Movie magic was crazy there.
I do get it immediately. It's got like the
Yeah.
the untreated, like I probably shouldn't really be drinking this kind of taste to it.
Yeah.
I don't want it to get misconstrued, Fugi. Like, I'm not trying to say you guys are like chlorinating it or anything. Like, it doesn't taste chemically. It just reminds me of that sensation of drinking pool water because it has like a stronger taste to it. Hose is probably more like accurate, I would say. Yeah, this one, like, I don't even know. It does feel like dirty.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go F because it's expensive and tastes like it's out of a hose.
Yeah. That's very nice, Fugi, to be giving us hose water, though.
All right, I just saw the price of this water. That shit's crazy.
Yeah.
This water is $2,700.
Oh my god.
The next closest was $950.
Okay, but I want to this is supposed to be a custom water bottle. Their customer service is fucking god awful, and I requested a little thing like certain colors. They ignored my phone calls, left me weird ass voicemails, ignored my emails, and then like 2 days before they shipped it, they're like, we didn't hear from you, so we just went with whatever color, like blue color.
That's great for $2,700.
I'm like, okay, what's actually in this box? It could be a separate head. I don't know. It could have gotten scammed.
I will tell you, the box stinks.
Imagine.
The box is stinky.
The 10,000, is that the name of this water?
It's the name of the bottle.
Okay.
And I don't know the story of the water or where the water comes from.
Probably comes from one of these
Oh,
water
also,
bottles.
also, by the way, in this receipt it even says special instructions. I'd like the colors to be blue and black. Do you all do logos too?
Yeah,
And they ignored it.
In another email, I gave it the specific text code, everything.
I think we could get our money back for this because they ignored you and sent us proof that they ignored you. How fucking stupid can you be?
2,700 clams.
Nuts.
That's. I can't even imagine how you could get away with that.
Also, this is oddly how you would wrap a dinosaur egg.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing, like a body part.
Thank you. Oh my god!
Holy shit!
They really didn't want this to break. Alright, they did give you your request.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I see it.
This is a wine
Oh,
bottle.
this was the one I had with the boys. They.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just
yeah.
you just rhinestone it. They said it was only like $1,000. The prices must have gone up.
10,000. This is
No, you got the better version.
Oh, okay.
This is 10,000 Swarovski.
Oh, it's
crystal.
bling?
I can't say that.
There's no way this is Swarovski crystal.
It's not. It can't be.
That's fucking Infomercial bedazzled.
Is that a Saratoga water bottle?
Oh yeah, slightly different.
Little
slightly
different.
No.
So it says bling. You can see it's basically like a wine bottle. Here, do you wanna get that plastic
Do you
off?
think if we pulled off the stones, what do you think? Do you think they just reused the bottle from somewhere? Could we figure out what
They
it was?
must, right?
I,
Oh, they did the top in black. They listened to you.
Good. Thanks, guys.
I'm gonna say it. This is pretty sloppy.
Handcrafted
There's just
album.
glue coming through all the stones.
yeah, well, that's so. What when I did this with the boys, I didn't know this was going to be the water here. I guess this really is like just the most expensive fucking water on the planet for no reason. When I did it with the boys, they broke the bottle. It is.
From New Jersey is where they get the water.
Oh, that's cool. That's probably really good. So like, it is actually just a layer of glue, and they just stick the shit on it, and that's it.
Which, like, I don't know how I want them to do it. I just want it to be something else.
Well, I just don't want them to do it. Like, it
yeah,
just
I'd
shouldn't
actually like
exist.
them to stop.
Is there a single practical
No.
consumer base for this product that isn't exactly what you're doing right now?
Do you think
To
they've
put it
sold-
on the internet.
Have they sold more than the 2 that you've consumed?
I just can't imagine.
Charlie's
That'd be crazy.
100% of their customer base.
That would actually be nuts. So they're sitting there being like, somebody else fucking bought one. This is great. And they're like, it's the same fucking guy. I can't even imagine like a Hollywood celebrity being like, I'm going to get 10 of these for my party. Because why? Why would you buy fancy
So
wine?
you said there's different levels.
No, it's like, so that's the 10,000, and then they have their. Right now, their website changed a little bit. so
And I'm
there's
assuming the
about-
10,000 is because they're claiming there's 10,000 of
crystals
these.
Is what they're claiming. So they have that, or they have their limited edition.
Damn.
The
green
5.
sparkling
You can get
water,
5 crystals on
And
it.
it's a mixed flavor 6-pack for $17.98.
$17.98. They have a $17 item and a
For 6
$27.
of them. For 6 of them.
All right, do we dig
Alright,
in?
yeah, you gotta
All right.
see if it changes your life.
Oh, it's a cork. Okay, you get that. I'm gonna hurt myself.
Oh.
Here, smell your selection, sir.
Ah, yum. That's so silly.
It's just.
Oh man, and it actually is. Like, I know I already hate it just off rip, but it actually just doesn't taste good. That was the conclusion last time
Hands
too.
down, the worst water we've had today by like it's not even a competition. And Danny,
You guys
to
just
make
don't
sure
have
we're not
refined water
to make sure we're
palates.
not making that up, that is shit quality water compared to the rest.
I don't know if I hate it as much as the stinky one, but it is just it's on that level.
It definitely has like flavor
Yeah.
to it that some of the other ones don't have.
Well, I forgot we had hose water, but as you
You know.
remember, I love hose water.
It's so silly. It's so silly.
This is insane. Yeah, that's just a clear glass bottle,
That they glue stones on.
and it's just a layer of glue.
You think that they just roll it?
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Like, are they all
Well,
fake
they're
machines?
in really good lines, so I do believe them that it's hand.
You think so?
I just can't imagine you get those lines on there by just rolling.
Maybe. You're probably right.
Like they're pretty tucked in.
That's
Well,
good.
you get what you pay for.
Yep, 2,700.
Somebody just spent
well
a day
spent.
bedazzling for $2,700.
That's a good return.
Well, and they had to buy the glass bottle and fill it up with the water that they found out of their hose in New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean that is just not good tasting water. Do you guys want to come take a swig before it evaporates? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll save this. I'm sure we can get
Well-
another video out of a $2,700
Yeah,
glass
it seems
bottle.
it's really cool and important.
That tastes like water. It's kind of sticky on my mouth a little bit.
Yeah, that's the
That's the glue.
extra minerals.
Remnants getting on me.
Wow. So,
All right, right. You got to put it on the tier list.
It's stupid. It's so stupid.
if you were contemplating buying a Bling 10,000 water bottle for $2,700, don't do it.
You can get a lifetime supply of Eternal for that price.
True.
There's so many things you could do with that amount of money. Like really a lot of things.
Yeah, there's quite a lot.
Like you could go see the world.
It's true.
Or you could buy that
You
water
could,
bottle.
go, you could go see the world. You could go see where they make this in New Jersey.
I'm gonna look up reviews on that. I mean, I am curious what customer buys this that's not just there to shit on it. These are some cool reviews. So Chomp B, verified reviewer in 2018, says, exquisite, 5 stars. I have loved water that in bottle. Drink yum, come back, buy more. XO.
Yeah.
That made sense, yeah.
On their website, it's a verified review. Like they're like, yep, this guy's good.
This guy's real.
Yeah, but none of this
Well, there's also Joseph F in 2018, 5 stars. Quintessential. This bottle of water was perfect for my private yacht excursion in the Mediterranean. The price is almost too minimal for water that tastes this
That's gotta be a
magnificent.
joke.
It's gotta be,
Yeah,
right?
that's gotta
All
be a
of it's
joke.
gotta
Gotta
have to be jokes.
It grinds your fingers.
It does. It doesn't feel good. It's not pragmatic.
It tastes like faucet water.
Yeah, it does just taste like tap water.
This is
You can still like
this.
the glue is all
It's
over
all of
this.
it. It's not good.
This is an Etsy shop that took off.
It is very
This is
Etsy.
an
Yes.
Etsy shop that hit the big time.
Damn.
It tastes like pool water if they took the chlorine out. They were like, oh, now it's safe to drink.
Oh,
Hose water.
if you want, wait, if you want that sensation, Aaron, you've got to try this water. Actually,
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
is it
actual
glass?
hose water.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be good.
It's from Italy.
That-
It's Italian hose water.
That's the second most expensive bottle.
yeah, those eyes shot open.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it nuts?
It is just hose water.
It's like they emptied out an onsen and just put the water in a bottle. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the wackiest one for sure.
He keeps naming more places you fill things up with hoses.
Yeah.
These reviews just can't be real, yet for some reason they're verified reviewers on the fucking website. I don't know who goes through and does that.
Well, typically,
Review.
like, we would be a verified one because we're locked into the shop as purchasers. But I think there's a difference between a verified reviewer and a verified purchaser. If we can pick verified reviewers, Jigi's about to change.
What an interesting company.
Yeah. Calling it a company is a stretch. I'll be
Yeah,
honest
what an
with you.
interesting...
I'll have you know they just made $2,700.
That is true.
That's true. Their books are flying for this year. What a start to their... Well, no, I guess we got it last
Last
year.
year,
Oh,
yeah.
whoa. There's an article from 2013 on this.
What?
What the fuck? It says, don't guzzle that water. It costs $2,600.
You should make that the name of your video.
Don't guzzle this water.
This water.
So yeah, definitely F.
Super
Huge,
F, for
huge
sure,
super F. Cool.
That was cool. Thanks, Chelsea, for finding that.
Yeah, appreciate it. And next time we're gonna eat a bunch of Oreos.
The most expensive Oreos in the world.
Oh, I bet you they'd bedazzle an Oreo
They'd
for
bedazzle
us.
an Oreos. Swarovski edible crystals.
Delicious. Hey, thanks guys. Stay hydrated.
Stranger Things final season just dropped. Well, volume 1 of the final season just dropped, so they're releasing it in like waves. And I just finished it. So, let's give you the review. Does the 9 years, the nearly a decade of buildup start to pay off here? The question on everyone's mind. 5 seasons in 10 years. One of the biggest criticisms around this show isn't even really the quality of the show. It's the time in between seasons where it's like 3 years of just fucking purgatory, so then everyone kind of forgets what was happening by the time the new season rolls around. And I always see the intense enthusiasts of this show start attacking people that point that out, like, oh, you homunculi, what, you can't remember every single fucking iota of detail that happened 3 years ago from the last season? Well, why don't you just do what I do and watch the entire series start to finish every 3 years in preparation for the new season? It's simple. And I just think that's a really weak argument. I think it's a very valid, legit criticism to say, like, a lot of time passes that it loses a lot of its hype. So much time has passed that the actors started as children and are now full-fledged adults. Millie Bobby Brown even has a child of her own, and they're still playing these same characters that are supposed to be kids. It is unusual how much time passes between new seasons, and it's preposterous to expect everyone to do fucking homework and rewatch the series every couple of years so that way they can be caught up with what's going on so they don't feel fucking lost with the new season. Anyway, though, I think it's a real complaint. That's the whole point I'm making. But the final season, Volume 1, is here. But real quick, before diving into the spaghetti and meatballs of this review, I want to let you know Starforge Black Friday sale is live right now. It is fucking huge, up to $1,000 off of everything, so you can go there and check it out if you're looking for a better PC. It's got the best PCs in the universe. You can click the link below. So overall, my thoughts on Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1 are that it's fine. It's a little bit of a letdown. Like, there are more things I didn't like about it than things I liked. There were definitely still things I enjoyed about it, but there were so many things in here that I thought were just kind of underwhelming and even went against some of the, like, really good things Stranger Things had done in previous seasons. I'm going to be getting into spoilers, so this is your full warning here. I'm not going to spoil, like, everything with the first 4 episodes, but there are some things I want to talk about that I just think showcase that they were really trying to just get through it. There are just a lot of moments in here where it feels rushed. And I think there's no better example of that than the military themselves here. They, right now, lack any real clear motive for what they're doing. Like, we don't understand why the military is carrying out plans the way they are, other than just, we're the bad guys. That's as deep as it goes right now, and I'm sure that'll be fleshed out more in the next in the next volume of the final season. But right now, they're just literally flat, one-dimensional antagonist, military bad. And they put that fist up your ass, letting you know you should not be rooting for the military at all. So, like, they start taking kids from Hawkins to bring them to their barracks to try and protect them, but what they're actually doing is using the kids as bait. Which one character's like, well, this is kind of fucked up, and she says, well, get over it, rub some dirt in it, pussy. Dr. K, that's like the new main military bad guy. And then, like, as the kids are there, the military's, like, really mean to them. Like, one of the officers even, like, just slaps one of the kids when he, like, speaks up and says something rude. Military guy's just like, poof. It's like, okay, so military bad, I get it. But what I don't get is, like, the response to everyone else in Hawkins about the military. So, like, they have Hawkins quarantined, basically. Like, they're prisoners. They can't leave Hawkins. And everyone's totally fine with that. They're like, oh yeah, no, just fucking normal day paradise here. So much so that when they start taking their kids, the families don't put up any kind of stink about it. They don't, like, fight back or anything at all. They literally go door to door and just say, we need your child. And the parents are like, okay, we'll take them. Do you want all of them? Like, I have more children. Do you want to take all of them or just this one? And it's like, what the fuck? Really? All the parents are going to be okay with the military just taking their kids to their undisclosed location that is inaccessible to the parents? It's really fucking weird that maybe, like, the entirety of Hawkins has been hit by a stupid beam. Why, though? Like, what are they trying to accomplish? We don't know yet. So they're just, like, literally cartoonishly evil to a certain degree. So when you see Hop just start gunning them down, murdering a bunch of them, or watching Eleven snap one of their necks like she was breaking a Kit Kat bar, even dropping, like, a quirky one-liner saying, sorry for this, and then he falls from the second story, you're just supposed to be like, yeah, that was a bad guy, because military bad. We don't know what they're even trying to do yet, though. So they just feel like such a lame villain, and they're actually fucking incompetent, too, by the way. That is like a crazy wombo combo here, because you set up the military as, like, one of the big forces here that they're battling against, and they have this massive base set up, both in the normal world and in the Upside Down. And in both of these cases, they are extensively researching, studying, and mastering their understanding of the Upside Down and the creatures that reside there, like the Demogorgon and stuff. Yet, in the final episode, when they get ambushed by Demogorgon, it's clear the military has no real answers to them. Instead, they continue to just use their guns, which have been established for a decade now, are not effective against the Demogorgon at all, yet all they rely on is their fucking guns. There's only one brave goober in their entire platoon, in this entire military base of hundreds of soldiers, that decides to use the flamethrower. To great effect, mind you. So why, with all they understand about these creatures, with entire science labs dedicated to the full understanding, Dr. K even demonstrating that she knows heat is what is weakening the thing that strangles, which is basically like a fucking hentai tentacle monster that starts strangling Hop, even explaining, like, they thrive in the cold, but heat weakens it. Why, then, is this entire military operation gun-focused instead of having more fire-based weaponry? Or, like, incendiary grenades or something? Why? Why are they fucking stupid? If they have that knowledge, is it like budget reasons? Like they they weren't allocated enough budget to buy fucking flamethrowers, more of those, or God forbid even a lighter? Jesus, a flare maybe even? Why are they still using guns knowing full well it doesn't work on these creatures? It just doesn't make sense, especially considering that they have done so much research and actually thoroughly understand a lot of it to the point where they literally have L's kryptonite. They have basically the brown note that they're able to blast through their satellite dishes, their antennas, which is like a frequency that disrupts Elle and she can't like use her powers anymore and it hurts her. They call it her kryptonite. So they studied so much that they now can fight against Elle, one of the most powerful beings in the show, yet they can't just get some more flame weaponry to actually fight the other creatures that they are literally basically cohabitating with. I don't get it. Are the guns just to keep the kids in line so that they can start shooting the kids if they start asking too many questions? Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. It just feels a little lazy, and it's my big complaint about part 1 is that a lot of it feels rushed. It knows it needs to get to certain places, but to get there, it doesn't really follow what's already been established. It just kind of like speed runs through it, at least in my perspective. And I also don't like that a lot of the character interactions just feel really weird and out of place. And the biggest culprit of that is Dustin and Steve. Now, their banter has been established since the beginning, basically. Like, they have camaraderie where they joke back and forth and they do argue. But in this season, that's dialed up to fucking 5,000. There is not a single scene with these two together where they are not at each other's throats. And to me, that just doesn't compute. Because these are like basically best friends. And Dustin is a shell of his former self. After the death of Eddie, he's traumatized from it, and Hellfire being dragged through the mud, it really hurts him. So his big character arc here is he's trying to basically stick it to the bullies by staying true to himself, like Hellfire's the greatest, Eddie's the GOAT, and for that he keeps getting his ass kicked, and it actually starts to deteriorate his friendships with Steve and the rest of the gang. And then when Steve is like trying to talk to him about it, he's not even really talking to him. He immediately is just combative with Dustin about it. And then Dustin is combative back. So then they're just perpetually arguing back and forth to the point where they have to implement a rule where they don't talk to each other anymore. Because every time they do, they argue. And when they break that rule, they're just arguing again. It's really annoying. These are like supposed to be best friends. Steve clearly knows what's going on. Why wouldn't Steve try and connect with him and try and like help him get through what is clearly a very rough period in his life instead of just immediately pressing his buttons and attacking him? Like, it's not banter like it used to be. They're literally just perpetually arguing for the sake of just having some kind of conflict between them. Same way Steve and Jonathan are constantly arguing now because they're in this competition to impress Nancy. Like, it feels like characters are regressing. And it's just annoying. Especially Jonathan, by the way. His whole role in this series now is basically just being like a stick in the mud. Like, he is just always against the good ideas, and when an idea pans out, he's mad about it panning out. So, like Steve, for example, he makes a pretty brave decision to drive his car with all of them in it to the Upside Down as the portal is closing. A decision that Nancy also supports, and Jonathan's like, no, don't do it, don't you fucking do it, don't you fucking do it! And then when they get through there, Jonathan immediately is mad at him like, well, maybe if you didn't drive it in the fucking Upside Down. And it's like, Jonathan, what are you talking about? And that's basically him for the entire Volume 1 here of the final season. He's just always against the good idea. It's just lame. His whole character's been reduced to just, like, being obsessed with trying to, like, propose to Nancy now to beat Steve in this competition without ever really improving his relationship with Nancy and never actually contributing anything of value to the overall plot anymore. It's really disappointing to see. I also really don't like how inconsistent they are with the Demogorgon for the sake of plot armor around the main cast, or even the parents of the main cast. The viral clip that everyone's shooting spitballs at is when Karen, the mother, is trying to protect Holly and the Demogorgon is chasing them, and it one-taps the husband, whose name I already forgot because he plays such a little role. He hits him with like a golf club and the guy just slaps his nipples off. He survives, by the way. Well, now Karen is trying to protect Holly, so she breaks a wine glass and starts stabbing it, and the Demogorgon's like really suffering, like, ow, 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 ow. So Karen is literally fucking shaking this thing down for its lunch money, this thing that is unaffected by like bullets and everything, but this wine glass imbued with the power of a mother's love is just blasting it. But it doesn't kill the Demogorgon or anything. It does end up like slashing her, basically like fucking Wolverine. It cuts her to ribbons, or at least that's what you're supposed to believe. She survives that as well, by the way. But she did so much damage to it that they were able to follow its blood in the Upside Down, which was pretty important for Elle and Hop. Which, again, how the fuck is a wine glass more effective at making these things bleed and causing damage than all of the countless bullets that they just fucking face tank, just bullet sponge? I don't get that. It's just for the sake of, this is very important characters. Not only can we not kill them, we also need to make sure they have their moments to shine. I get it, but it's really very interesting when you show a scene like that, and you even show like this Home Alone style sequence where the main cast like booby traps a house and puts a tracker on a Demogorgon, hitting it with like fucking planks of wood and nails, trapping it in barbed wire, and then it's like so afraid that it has to run away from all of these like tiny little like doodads that they were blasting it with. And then you have a scene only an episode later where a Demogorgon, the same kind of Demogorgon, is just eating hundreds of bullets and literally splitting trained soldiers in half with no effort. Yet it can't kill a middle-aged man and woman or a bunch of kids, and it's so afraid of all of them that it has to leave, and it took so much damage that it's fucking bleeding out. It's just, like, I understand suspending disbelief. I get that. But it's a little over the top, and it's a little blatant, like the inconsistency with the Demogorgon when it comes to the main cast versus literally everybody else. Which isn't the biggest deal in the world, but it is something that kind of grinded my ass to a grease a little bit at the end of episode 4. Like, I've hit you with a lot of things I didn't like about it, but there are things I do like. I think Will's character is probably the best in the season. Like, this is a character that's basically been benched and sidelined for a while now, where he hasn't really done all that much, and basically his scenes kind of devolve into him just like staring at a camera or feeling his neck over the last few seasons. I struggle to remember anything of real significance he's contributed over the last few seasons, but in this season, he is the most important character, and he gets a huge power boost at the end that I think does actually make sense. It doesn't fully come out of nowhere. They do kind of place the breadcrumbs, but when it happens, you're like, oh wow, he can do that? That's going to be really important. And I think they do a good job of setting it up overall. Murray, I think, is the most enjoyable character in the show. He's basically just coming along delivering gifts and goodies to the crew when they need it in his big old truck, calling himself Santa Claus, delivering, all the valuable materials that they need, and doing it with his quirky, wacky personality. I actually like Murray. He was another standout so far in Volume 1. I also think Vecna is an interesting villain, even though they keep introducing new things instead of like answering previous questions, which is kind of annoying, which is another one of my one of my mini bah humbugs here. Like, I don't like how it's mainly still just presenting you new information, or even at points like retconning previous information. It's still not giving any answers yet. Even with that in consideration, Vecna is still very interesting, and the mystery of, like, his grand scheme is enough to keep you invested and hooked on it, especially now they introduce, like, all those memories, and there's one that he's very terrified of, where Max has been hiding in this cave, and when she gets into that cave, you just see him just standing there in his normal human Henry form, just crying. I gotta fucking order a French fries there. Why? Like, there is a lot of interesting mysteries it proposes, though it has done a really poor job at providing any answers from things in the previous seasons so far. I'm guessing they're saving that for the next drop, which is a little frustrating. I would have liked to see some lines start to wrap up or start reaching a conclusion, but whatever, there's still plenty of episodes to go. I also think they do a good job of showcasing just how menacing and powerful Vecna is. In the final fight of episode 4, they have him walking out fucking aura farming. He's in his, like, turbo evil Groot form, so he's got, like, fucking tentacles all over him. He looks like a rotting tree int, and he starts using his abilities to just massacre all of the remaining soldiers from the Demogorgon ambush. And they show how strong he is. And then he has like a speech to Will. And then, unfortunately, and this is another thing, the writing in this first volume feels so different from the good writing of older Stranger Things episodes. So after slaughtering 15 soldiers, gruesomely massacring them, Joyce is standing between Vecna and Will, and he just, flips her to the side. And then he, force chokes Will over to him and gives a little speech about, you were my first experiment, you broke so easily, your mind is weak, you've got poop brain, Buster, you got smooth brain, I don't like you, you're stupid, you're stinky, and for that I'm leaving, and he's gonna let the Demogorgons take care of them. But why, though? Vecna, while he does enjoy reveling in the suffering of others, they've established that, they also, even in this very season, said he is not the kind of person to leave things unfinished, so why wouldn't he have just killed them himself? Why would he not have just immediately, fucking bopped Joyce, just slimed her out right then and there like he did all those soldiers? And I can see why he'd try and let a Demogorgon finish off Will, because that'd be the ultimate torment. But still, it was just it felt lazy, more so than anything. And that's the way I feel about a lot of dialogue in this first half of season 5, where it just feels like these characters talk at each other instead of with each other. So Elle and Hop, as they're going through the Upside Down, which, by the way, the Upside Down is no longer this scary place with bats and giant tentacles and everything. It seems very sterile now. You can make an argument that maybe the military went through and cleared it all out, and they've also been so experienced with it that now it's just no longer a big threat, which I think takes a lot of wind out of the sails of the Upside Down, which was once the worst place imaginable, basically hell. Here, it's fundamentally just a blue light filter area with a little red lightning, and there's nothing else to it. There's no sense of dread or looming terror in the Upside Down. It's basically empty now. The only people left are the fucking military and the Demogorgon once or twice. Outside of that, it's just completely vacant. That place Squidward went to be all alone. So, when Elle and Hop are traversing it, they're not even worried. They're just casually strolling through the Upside Down. When Steve, Dustin, Jonathan, and Nancy get into the Upside Down, they're not worried either. They're treating it like a joke that they're now in the Upside Down, and they're just more annoyed that Steve crashed his car. So, the Upside Down is no longer, a scary thing. But what I was getting at with the dialogue, while Elle and Hop are going through the Upside Down, they bicker and then immediately make up, only to bicker again during their making up, and then bicker again. The line punk ass was used 15 times in a single scene, where Hop is injured and she's being stubborn. He's hey, you're such a stubborn punk ass. And then she's oh, you mean a stubborn punk ass? And he's oh, you heard stubborn punk ass? Yeah, well, I guess I'm a stubborn punk ass too. It's okay, come on, you don't need to wear the word out so much. They really hammer that word in there. And that's a lot of their dialogue. It just feels really stiff. But now I want to mention something else that I think is probably a hot take, with something I liked from this volume 1. I really like that they brought Eleven's sister back. That's probably a really spicy take, because that episode is still the worst in the series by far. That was in season 2, where they had this random, completely out of left field episode where Eleven meets her sister who has powers like her, and they basically have a fucking biker gang, and they go out causing a ruckus. And that was an episode everyone hated, and it seemed as though they tried to pretend it never existed, because it never came back again. Eleven's sister was never even loosely referenced again, really. But in the final episode here of Volume 1, we see that the thing that was clogging her ability to use her powers and hurting her and weakening her was actually the military using her sister as that sonic weapon. I actually really like that idea, because you can't just say that episode in season 2 is not canon. It has to still exist as a part of the overall lore here. And I think this was a good way of doing it. You no longer have to address anything else about that episode. You now have the most important part of that episode, that character, now in the megamix here in a way that I think does make sense. And now you have another very powerful piece on the chessboard for how they could fight against Vecna. It does make me a little concerned that the final fight between Vecna and the main crew is going to be like a fucking Conjuring movie finale where it's basically just like force pushes back and forth. I would really hate if it, and I hope I'm wrong, but I can see this happening. I would really hate if it ends with Vecna getting into like basically a Dragon Ball Z beam struggle with 11, and then he's like, "You can't defeat me alone." And then she's like, "I'm not alone." And that's when her sister comes in and adds to the beam. And then that's when Will comes in and adds to the beam. I'm using beam metaphorically because, of course, they're going to be fighting with the invisible force pushes. But then you have all three of the very powerful people all banding together to force push into Vecna, which obliterates him. I would hate that. I would really hate that. And I could maybe see it happening because now you have three people that can all do this. You have 11, you have her sister, now you have Will. But there is a chance that's how they're going to kill Vecna, and that would really suck. That would be so fucking lame. But hopefully I'm wrong. For now, I do like how they brought 11's sister into the fold. I think it was well executed, and I'm very curious to see where it goes with that character now. Anyway, I've been yapping about this one for a while, but this is a season 9 years in the making here. And I don't think it was the greatest Volume 1. I don't think it was bad. Like, I think there were definitely good moments, but instead of providing, like, answers, it is still giving you more questions and expanding upon previous questions, and it's really starting to feel like it's dragging, even though it also feels like it's rushing through certain things. It's just, I don't know, it's just in an odd spot. I'm really hopeful that the next volume, like, I do think this will still... like, it still has the potential for a good ending, so I'm still looking forward to how it wraps up. It's just, I didn't love this first batch of 4. It was fine. That's really about it. See ya. Wow. The world looks so different today. The colors don't even seem the same. It feels like this morning I woke up in an alternate dimension, one separate from the dimension I inhabited yesterday. The new research that was published changed everything. We've been lied to our whole lives. And I know you've probably already seen it. I imagine some of you took the day off of work just to process it. They found the male G-spot. And I didn't even know it was lost, like the city of Atlantis. I thought we had already pinpointed that sucker down eons ago. I remember for as long as I've had holes, I was told that the G-spot was buried deep in my ass, and that's where it stayed. But apparently, that was all a lie. That was a guess that wasn't ever fully confirmed, and now they've published new research saying definitively we have found the male G-spot, and it's not in that cavernous hole. You see the new male G-spot meta? I did. It's out of reach though. My loadout isn't equipped for the new meta for G-spot. It's apparently a place on your foreskin, not in your butthole. Male G-spot revealed, and if you guessed it's in the butt, you're wrong. Intensely pleasurable. Also, no one's guessing it's in the butt. That's what we were told for years. It was supposedly confirmed to be in the asshole. Not like people just randomly made that up. But now new evidence, I guess, throws that theory in the trash. After years of searching, I like that. I guess the fountain of youth. After years of searching, scientists in Spain have finally found the male G-spot, discovering this so-called erogenous zone is far from where they suspected. It detailed their findings in a stimulating study published in the journal Andology. Where's the so-called on switch, defined by its capacity to induce intense orgasms upon stimulation, in an obscure region called the frenular delta, a triangular zone located on the underside of the penis where the head meets the shaft, an area so mysterious it has long been omitted from sexual health textbooks. Oh my god, they discovered a new area of my cock? I didn't know that. I thought it was just like a foreskin spot. Years of searching, it's not like they're going to the Amazon rainforest. Just touch your dick or ass, bro. That's very true. Yeah. It's not like it was some kind of crazy expeditious journey to find it. Like you can study the shit out of your wiener and butt. According to this study conducted by scientists at the University of Santiago de Compostela in Spain, this region is richly innervated by partially overlapping perineal related to the region connecting the genitals and anus, and dorsal, aft-facing nerve branches with heightened concentrations of nerve bundles and pleasure receptors. In layman's person terms, the frenular delta makes for intensely pleasurable and highly specialized sensations, according to the paper. By finding this penile pleasure panel, scientists have closed the book on a region that has eluded scientists for years, like sexplorers finding a phallic northwest passage. For decades, scientists have seen the prostate as the trigger for male orgasms, but had neglected to identify it on the proverbial pleasure map until now. That's good news. We're finally here. We've arrived. The apex of society. It kept hiding from us. Sex 2 is finally upon us. That's right. That's right. You can kick and you can scream, but it'll come all the same. We have discovered the male G-spot. And it's right where I said it was from the very beginning. I've been saying for years that the dark side of the moon on the penis it's highly unexplored. No one ever checks underneath. Do we flick it or something? You do whatever you want with it. You slap it, you fucking fart on it. I don't know, man. But I think you need to have your foreskin for it. Can I sue the doctor that took my G-spot? I know. A question on everyone's mind now after this stunning revelation. The G-spot Krampus that stole all our foreskin, hogging the G-spots to himself. It's a game changer, not gonna lie, feels so good. Okay, I can only speak as a circumcised man, but I feel like there's no way uncircumcised dudes didn't know that, right? Like, I feel like just through trial and error and experimenting, you would have found that, oh, this spot feels cool. Wow, this feels so good over here, right? Like, there's no way someone who's uncircumcised read this and they're like, holy fuck, I never thought to touch under my wiener. I'm only ever on top doing this, like a DJ. Like, I feel like this isn't new information for, like, the majority of people. It's just now it's being officially labeled as the male G-spot. That guy's the only hooded homie left alive. Yeah, we have to preserve him. Put him in a bubble. We must study him. Ask him questions. The only man with a hot dog and a bun still around. So does that mean the spot in your ass was just LARPing as the G-spot? I feel like it must have been like maybe a placebo thing or something. I don't know, I never tried getting up in there and seeing what that felt like. But I feel like just because of all of the propaganda, like all of the articles written about it, a lot of people probably convinced themselves that this is euphoria, this is the good stuff. Meanwhile, they're just fiddling around in their butt. It doesn't do anything. The other channel video, which one of the boys can find their G-spot first, doing everything behind a curtain so you can only see the shadows. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I'll write it down. I'll put it in the notes. So you're saying I've been sticking my finger up my ass for nothing. I wouldn't say nothing. You're becoming more familiar with your body. Knowledge is power and all that. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it was moot. You probably got some experience out of it. Mapping it like you're splunking. Exactly. Exactly right. He gets it. I once stuck my finger in my anus to get the poop out, but it felt kind of good. What's your plan, man? How would you get the poop out by sticking a finger up there? All you're doing is just plugging it further up. What the hell? What? How is that? What kind of strategy is that? It's not like a lawnmower with like a ripcord or anything. Like all you're doing is just poking it. Fish hooking, I guess. Oh, I guess. Yeah, you could be fish hooking. Turning my asshole into an arcade claw game. Nurses do it for chronic constipation. Well, I don't think they just... Well, I don't know, maybe they do. I was gonna say, I don't think they just go like one finger up and just start jamming it up there or something. Like, Naruto 10,000 Years of Pain. Like, I imagine there's probably a methodology to it. They just slap the cheeks around, probably. Can you imagine if that was the actual, like, medicinal strategy? I see you've got some impacted feces here. All right, bend over. Just all, like, bongos on their ass. It's shockwave treatment. They do it for kidney stones. You don't need foreskin, it's above the foreskin. I don't know if this article covers it, but I was reading that in order to, like, actually optimize male G-spot, you need foreskin. Let's see. Maybe I've been lied to. Maybe they're still trying to keep it under wraps. Doesn't say here. Let me just Google it. Let's see. Male G-spot foreskin required or not? Let's see. It seems like it's too new. People still talking about the back door. Yeah, I don't see any information on whether or not it's required or not. From what I saw earlier, it is. Maybe it's not. Who's really to say? We're still on the cusp of this discovery. This is like electricity. This is big. We still don't quite understand all of the inner workings of it. We're working it out. About 5 months ago, I made a video covering the tragic story of a streamer named Raphael Gravin, known online as Jean Parmenov. He was a streamer who was, for a long period of time, physically and verbally abused by people he considered to be his closest friends for their kick content. And they were in the middle of a kick marathon where Jean was once again the punching bag and the spittoon for them to basically torture throughout the entire thing. And after enduring so much exploitation and abuse, he eventually passed away on stream during this marathon. It is a disturbing, horrible thing to watch, and it is an extremely sad story. Obviously, people were very upset, rightfully outraged about the whole thing, so there were calls for action to try and get some justice here, get these kick streamers held accountable for their potential role in his passing. And I wanted to give you a little update because it's been a while. This had been a lengthy investigation that is still ongoing, but 2 streamers here involved in this have been taken into custody. Owen Sananzin, oh, I sound like a fucking idiot. Wow, I can't read that last name at all. I sound like I'm malfunctioning, like someone's got me on the DJ's turntable and he keeps remixing it. Owen and Safine Hamadi. They were taken into custody yesterday as part of a months-long probe into an on-camera death broadcast via the Kick platform. Now, many of you might remember the initial response from those involved in this marathon of abuse was to basically deny all responsibility, saying things like, his health was just bad, he liked to smoke and stuff, really bad stuff. Sucks to see him gone. He was like my best bud, my best pal. I love that guy, man. I'm real torn up over it. I can't believe it. But I had nothing to do with it. You guys are fucking stupid for thinking I had something to do with it. In fact, you're the monster for even thinking that me on camera beating him and, strangling him and all this had anything to do with his passing or anything at all. Ridiculous. That's been their whole strategy, is to just deny it and pretend like they're best friends and they're still so torn up that he's gone. Can't believe that this happened. It boiled down to them just playing a sad song on the world's smallest violin about how everyone's being so mean to them without stopping to consider their feelings about their friend dying during the stream of them abusing him for many days. And then, at one point, if I remember correctly, they even threatened legal action for people saying some defamatory things or whatever. It was a fucking mess. It was embarrassing and cruel. But it looks like French authorities are not buying the crocodile tears here from those kick streamers. They're being held on charges including assault, incitement to hatred, abuse of a vulnerable person, and recording and broadcasting violent images, according to the chief prosecutor. Now, you'll also notice in the paragraph above that an autopsy revealed that the death was not caused by intervention by a third party. This means that Raphael Gravin did not pass away due to physical trauma or any injuries that he suffered at the hands of the streamers or anything like that. It was due to other medical conditions. So you'll notice that they're not pursuing charges of like homicide. They're not trying to get these big slam dunk charges of these streamers killed this man on stream. Instead, they're going for what is clearly evident in all of the footage of their streams together. Physical abuse, assault, stuff like that, which I think is pretty obvious. You can watch them do that. That is the bulk of their content. They were abusing this man. They were exploiting this man. And they were recording all of it for their content, and they were making money off it. It was their careers built off the back of their abuse of this man. It is fucking sickening stuff. So even though he may not have passed away as a result of all of the abuse he suffered from them, it certainly didn't help his underlying medical conditions in any way, shape, or form. We also have that text message that Raphael Gravin sent to his mother, talking about like how awful it is, the abuse that he suffered, that kind of thing. So they certainly weren't exactly angels here, and they didn't do anything to help him in any way. Even if they weren't directly responsible for his death, I definitely think it didn't help things at the very least. And these charges, I think, are probably pretty strong. I would imagine they stick because you can watch all of them yourself. Like, it's all just right there at your fingertips. It would be shocking if they don't end up behind bars. If this doesn't lead to them going to the slammer, I really would be stunned. This had been many months investigating. There is hours and hours and hours worth of content showcasing their abuse of this individual. I feel like it's an extremely strong case, but we'll see how it all shakes out. If you remember, they were actually taken in by authorities a while back, but they were released. This I do think is different, especially after months of investigating, so I'm pretty confident that there will be at least some level of justice here for everything they did. What that looks like with time in jail, I don't know. I guess we'll see, but this should be a very severe punishment. What they did to that guy is beyond fucked up, and his passing is extremely sad. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you an update here to the story, and really, that's about it. So yeah. You remember a while ago when Overwatch blew up, so every company on the planet tried to bite that bosom and make their own slop-ass hero shooter and flooded the market with garbage? That exact same phenomenon's happening right now with human beings on TikTok. Every single day, there is a new broccoli hair prankster or 3D printed looks maxer that just spawns in, gets a following, and then snowballs from there. And today I just learned about a new one named Hulo, who is a looks maxer that is now facing 15 counts of possession of child pornography, all of which he has publicly admitted to. They have pretty much irrefutable evidence based on what's available, and that's only what's publicly available, not even everything they submitted to police. And despite all of that, there are still oodles of people defending him, even though he has publicly confirmed that the evidence is accurate about his purchasing and possession of child sex abuse material. There are still these revolting mosquitoes, these flies that are attaching themselves to Hulu or Hello. It's probably not Hulu. The streaming service probably would have ceased and desisted him if that was his name. Hulu, whatever it is. They're still attaching themselves to his butthole to suck his farts and fight tooth and nail for his honor, even though he has admitted to these unforgivable crimes. That's the state of things right now. It's sickening. I talked about this same thing happening like with David, how the dipshits for David movement is still defending him, saying he's been framed, even though there is so much evidence publicly available and the case is still ongoing and not looking good for him. They are still willing to die on this hill that David's innocent, and now in this case, Hulu is a good guy and he deserves to be defended. I'll start here before going over Gideon's investigation of it. He has been arrested, and here is all of the charges he is facing here. Now, based on some of the reports I saw, this could carry up to 25 years in jail if he's found guilty on all of these, but it also varies from the different sources I read from. It's a long time in jail here. And the fact that they have these charges against him, the possession of this material, means that they probably have evidence of it. Outside of just Gideon's video where he admits to it, I imagine they have something far more solid, because they wouldn't... Think about all of the other, like, predator catchers, where they do get the pedophile to admit to things, and that becomes inadmissible. There's a lot of times where that can't be used. So you don't see them ever get these kind of charges. The fact that he has 15 counts of this means that they probably do have very solid proof that he had this material.
This is just one of the Telegram messages that he was talking to. Just one. So, as you guys can see first, he messaged first. He said, hi. This is what the trader said. CP, teens, and all group links available. Which package are you interested and what's your budget? He said CP, $25 max.
So, to give you a bit of context here, like the lore, his ex found out what he was purchasing, the CP that he was purchasing, and then Gideon found out about that because of her blowing the whistle on it. Then they teamed up as well as predator poachers. They went to the police, they submitted the evidence, and then also publicly started to out some of the evidence so that way people could see it and stay away from him. And I've talked about this a lot. I think when it comes to shit like this, putting it out in the public is extremely important. Making sure that it doesn't compromise the authorities' investigation on it, but also alerting the community so they can stay safe as well and avoid these kind of fucking monsters. So I totally understand that approach. And what you were seeing there is some Telegram messages. Gideon goes through a lot of them. This is him trying to purchase CP for $25. And this became a meme in his community, as well as like a couple other looks maxers made it like a joke to try and water it down and like sterilize it. Like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Haha, $25 for cheese pizza, which they all keep calling it on TikTok. So he even posted like a 5x5 joke about it.
So his manager, who I will be outing later, is purposely telling his client to make jokes about him buying CP, CSAM. That $25 he spent $25 to watch and jack off to children's innocence being taken away. And he knows he did that, yet he posted this meme.
Evil shit, man. This guy is purchasing videos of children being raped and then making a meme out of it. And apparently at the direction of his manager. It's actual demon shit.
He said hi, they said hi, CP content available, and he says how much.
More Telegram messages get posted that show him cruising these telegrams attempting to purchase CP. So Hulo, I'm just going to call him Mason. His real name's Mason. I don't know how the fuck to say his stupid handle online. So Mason was going around trying to purchase all of these videos and did successfully buy them. And was then confronted directly where he just started singing. He just started squealing and confirming all the evidence was true.
You guys can defend him all you want. You guys can make all the memes and jokes and all that. But keep in mind, this man has a 10-year-old sister and an infant sister as well. And listen to what he admitted.
Like that you saw?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I guess.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask you straight up because you've been straight up with us. You're going to be straight up with this too. Did you masturbate to those videos of the 12-year-olds? Or was your hand rubbing your penis at the time that was being
It
watched?
was just, I guess my hand was on my dick like the whole time and just going through everything.
Okay. So was your hand going up and down on your penis?
Yes.
Okay. So it's fair to say that's probably masturbating.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate you being honest about that, dude.
On camera, openly admits to masturbating to videos of 12-year-olds being sexually abused, and the Hulo is innocent gang doesn't care. He is then asked again if the allegations are true, and he confirms they are. That he downloaded those videos, he claims he deleted them. Also, it says he, told the police. When directly confronted, he openly admits to it. And it's all on camera. And now he is being charged with 15 counts of this. And still, people are defending him. In Gideon's own chat there, you could see a lot of people saying he's not a bad guy, free him, it's not that big a deal, that kind of thing. You can literally see it in Gideon's own chat. And then on TikTok, his community is standing beside him 100%. Like, as if it's, some kind of mistake that he made that he'll learn from. That's not a mistake. That is pure evil. He is buying videos of children being raped for his sexual pleasure. He apparently tried to say that he was in a dark place when he was doing it, but now he's a changed person, so people are like, oh, he deserves a second chance. No, we can't let his life be ruined over this. He was just in a bad spot. Do you know how many people are in a bad spot that don't turn to paying money to watch videos of children being raped so they can jack off to it? That's not an excuse. That's not a justification. It is pure demonic evil shit. And people are just giving him a pass. And like fighting tooth and nail for him. They got their fucking shield up going to bat for him like white knights to defend Hulo. Even though he openly admits to it, he is being charged. They're pursuing 15 counts of possession of the child sex abuse material. And still people don't care. They think that this isn't that big of a deal. And that, well, he was in a dark place, so we can't be mad at him for it. They're not even saying that he's innocent, that he didn't purchase these and watch these. They're not even saying that. They are saying they don't care that he did. It's just unhinged, man. It is actually scary. Because it's not a small amount of people. It's not. It is not a small number of people. I know you can always point to like these fringe outlier freaks that'll defend anyone and anything. But here, you can find a ton of them. Like, go to any post that's talking about this, or go to any video, or go to some of the communities. There's even some people, like, in the Looksmaxing community that are going to bat for him. You can find so many people defending him. It's just, I just cannot wrap my head around how we even got to this point. I don't get it. I don't get it. There is just nothing that is just universally condemned anymore. There isn't. Even just objective evil like this no longer gets a complete condemnation from human beings. Sanity is just devolving. It's scary. It is completely unhinged. Anyway, I just wanted to yap about this. I think it is a great thing that he is being charged with all of this. He's a fucking disgusting monster. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya. Trump Mobile, the golden Trump phone, supposed to come out 2025 of summer. So now the beginning of 2026, still no phones, still no pickles. And you might hear the little Banjo-Kazooie backing track right now to this video. It's because I'm on hold with Trump Mobile support to check on my pre-order to see what's gone so awry that the phone still hasn't arrived.
The Trump family's attempt to launch a new smartphone is off to a rough start. You may remember back in June, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. announced the launch of a new American-made mobile phone along with a wireless service they called Trump Mobile. The release was originally slated to happen in August, but now it's November and people are still waiting.
I've tried to get a hold of Trump Mobile's customer support for a little while now, a couple days, to no avail. So now I'm just on hold waiting to see what's going on with it. Because, I mean, it's, the Made in America, well, scratch that, they actually got rid of that. It's no longer Made in America. They don't claim that it's an American-made phone anymore. It's just a proudly American phone, according to their website now that they've updated. And for $500, it was a really, great deal, which defied all laws of physics and everything we knew about manufacturing to get a phone to that level. Every single human being on the planet with a functioning frontal lobe could have told you there's no way to make a $500 phone in America. So now they've abandoned that marketing mumbo-jumbo entirely. Oh, I thought I was about to get a hold of someone there, but that happens a lot. It starts to break up because there's only one song that they loop forever and they can't even do that smoothly. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to see what's going on with Trump Mobile, because the phone still hasn't been delivered. There's no signs of life. There's no pulse at that company, if the company even exists in the first place. I'm starting to get skeptical now. And yeah, I'll just keep you updated as I continue to stay on hold endlessly in this fucking void, this purgatory that they've locked me in here. Alright, let's try again. Yesterday they were closed, so this is right in business hours and business time.
Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. For English, press 1. Para español, oprima el número dos. Press 1 to open a new Trump Mobile account. Otherwise, press 2 for support with an existing Trump Mobile account. Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. Your call is very important to us. To ensure the highest level of customer care, this call may be recorded for quality control and training purposes. Please hold, and our next available representative will be with you shortly. You can also visit our website at www.trumpmobile.com to apply for a new account or access your personal account portal.
Hey, I just wanted to check on the status of my pre-order.
I'll be more than happy to go ahead and assist you, ma'am. Please have the telephone number your account is under.
Now, interestingly enough, I gave them a bunch of phony baloney information. Like, the email and phone number I gave them are not associated with any Trump phone or Trump mobile pre-orders, yet somehow they found my account. I don't understand how, because it's not registered under anything I provided, but just in case that does end up being someone's actual phone number, I'm not going to put that clip in here, but what I gave them is not tied to a pre-order because, shocker, I didn't put $100 down on the Trump phone, but somehow they were able to locate my account.
So, due to the government shutdown, there were some delays with the delivery process. Everyone who pre-ordered the T1 phone has secured their order for the phone. So what we're doing is that we are sending out the phones priority shipping. Soon as shipment resumes, everyone who did pre-order the phone will receive a confirmation email once the phones have been shipped out.
Okay, wait. I mean, it was supposed to come out in the summer, though. That was before the government shut down. I thought there was just some kind of...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying I was expecting it in the summer of 2025 when the shutdown wasn't till after that. I guess I'm just a little confused on how that affected the manufacturing.
Well, the phone was scheduled to come out in December, which is around the time that the government shutdown did happen. And like I said, the reason why it was delays on it was because we needed to get the approval from the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, before releasing the phones. And so that's why we are doing priority shipping to get the phones out to the customers as soon as possible.
Is there a time I should be expecting it? Like, is there an ETA?
As of right now, we don't have like an exact time frame. We were just told just to update the customers. Once shipment resumes, we will be communicating with all of our customers via email.
Okay, well, but I'm sorry for the skepticism. I'm just getting a little concerned because it's been a while. The phone is real though, right? You've held one?
Honestly, me myself, I have not actually held one in my hands, but they are real. You can also go to our website at trumpmobile.com, and like I said, it does have all the information about the phone as well.
Well, yeah, I see it on the site. It's just me and my family were kind of expecting it by now. Do you know anyone that has held one? Like, do you know anyone that's using one currently or anything like that?
I'm going to be honest with you. No, because like I said, everyone pre-ordered the phone, has not gotten their phone as of yet. So, from my knowledge that I know of, no one has received their T1 phone as of yet. And we know that, like I said, the customers haven't, been waiting on it, and we do value our customers. And like I said, that's why we are trying to, expedite the process to get the phones out as soon as possible.
Okay, well, I appreciate the honesty. I guess I'll just sit tight then until I get that email. I really appreciated how honest this guy was. It would have been super easy to say, oh yeah, I'm actually holding a Trump phone right now. But he didn't do that. He just said, yeah, I've never held one. I don't know anyone that ever has. I appreciate that he was willing to be that open. He seems like a good guy. And I imagine they're probably getting flooded with actual customers being very concerned where their phone is because they've actually put money on it. And it's not like it's an insignificant amount of money. $100 for a phone that was supposed to ship like 5, almost 6 months ago now. And when you go to the website, they still proudly say that it's coming out by the end of the year, which was 2025. That year is now past. That year's in the books now. It's done and dusted. And they still have it on their website that if you're pre-ordering now, you are going to be getting it by the end of the year. 2025 is the assumption because it's been there since 2025. It's pretty absurd. In fact, when you go to their website, you can still put the $100 down to this day, despite there being no evidence of the phone's existence, not even from customer support. You can still put $100 to the idea of the golden Trump phone, despite no planned or expected release date or anything to bring further clarity to the whereabouts of this unicorn they're calling the Trump phone.
An American flag on the back, and so we put that pre-order, and they were promising that these phones would be released in August. Here we are in November. I've been trying to get out to the call center every few weeks and say, hey, what's the update? And I've been perpetually told it's going to be released at the end of this month. It's going to come out next month. When I would ask about reasons for the delay, they didn't have much to answer for except for that they were working on this phone. At one point, they even blamed it on the government shutdown, interestingly. But again,
his findings are similar to mine. The support did say it's because of the government shutdown. I guess a very convenient excuse if you ignore the fact that it was supposed to come out before the government shutdown. Support then, of course, just doing his job. It's not like I blame him or anything. Is saying, no, it was actually supposed to come out in December, which isn't really the case. But even then, it's past December and everything like that. The government shutdown, it's in the past now. Where's the phone? It's January. This segment was from November. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's real. It doesn't seem like it actually exists. And I think a lot of people that put the $100 down have probably forgotten they've done that. They probably forgot that Trump even has this Trump phone that he pitched because he is hawking so many products to enrich himself and his family. He has like actually over 200 like fucking pieces of merch, the Trump cologne, the Trump Bible. Like, he has so much garbage that he is putting out there that a lot of things like this just fall through the cracks and people just mindlessly giving him money. They probably forgot about this. But you still haven't received what you were supposed to with your $100 down. You have still not gotten any information on where your Trump phone is. That should be something that's pretty eye-opening to a lot of people, but I'm sure they'll just hand-wave it. No, it's so highly advanced and such powerful American-made technology here that it's just taking a little extra time, which is why they can't actually explain anything. That's what's going on here. When the reality is, they can't make that phone for what they were saying. Like, you could probably go to Temu and start drop shipping a golden Trump phone, I guess, but their initial claims were that it was American made, and even on their website, they still have like the nomenclature that tries to mislead people into thinking it's American made by saying it touches American hands during production, as opposed to being entirely American made, because you cannot make that here for that price. You can't. You literally cannot. So it is going to be probably made in China, and if it ever comes out, will not be what it was advertised as, if it ever comes out at all.
Even a phone being made in the U.S.? Do we know? And I know you've been looking at their website and noting that there are some changes there.
Yeah, so again, this was branded as a made in the USA phone. In fact, they said so on their website. But interestingly, as I've been trying to follow the development of this phone, they tweaked the wording on their website. And now the mention of the made in the USA is completely scrubbed. You can see the original image on the top there. It says in that text, made in the USA T1 phone. And now all it says is, you want to be the first one with the new T1? Here's how. Elsewhere on the website, they describe it as an American proud design. And
January 2026 checking in, it's still in that state. They are, like I said, trying to wash away that initial claim of being like entirely made in the US because, as he goes on to mention, it's just not technically possible to make that kind of device in the States here at that price point and at that development timeline. It's just not possible, which is why it's no longer there. But the phone still doesn't exist, so they're still, I don't know, having a hard time developing it overseas too. I thought for sure they would have just farted out something very quick from like Alibaba and called it the Trump one, just to like satisfy the people that gave him money, which is no doubt a lot of people. I think it was hundreds of thousands of people pre-ordered the Trump one, like the Trump phone, and they are still getting nothing. There's still nothing there with no answers and no expectation on when it's arriving. So Just wanted to give you a little check-in here in case you forgot about the Trump phone. It's not looking good. I'm sorry to tell you, sports fans, but it's looking like you got schmeckeldorfed. That's really about it. See ya. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Great news. Krampus came early and he slit the throat of Ronald McDonald, took control of the company, and farted out a wonderful AI advertisement that everyone's making fun of. And while the ad itself is terrible, the response from the people behind it is the most pathetic shit you could imagine. I'm not surprised McDonald's would go the route of like Coca-Cola AI ads trying to force that up everyone's asses. But what I am surprised at is that the people that actually generated it are like genuinely trying to present themselves as if they did something impressive, like this was backbreaking labor. It is a comical response. But anyway, let me show you the AI ad.
It's the most terrible time of the year. All the shops turn to mayhem, even Santa knows space, and the tree redecorated your place. It's the most terrible time of the year.
Sorry for the greasy old man jump scare here, but I've just got to interrupt briefly for my own little halftime show because I find it to just be beautiful how delusional the hacks are behind this AI that they actually convinced themselves that a good marketing push for McDonald's would be basically getting pugilistic with Christmas itself, shitting on one of the most beloved holidays in the Western world, calling it the most terrible time of the year. That is a galaxy brain scheme right there that only the most poisoned of AI meat gobblers could cook up. Like, actually some shit the Grinch would maybe pull, but even then it'd be somewhat charming. This is just foul. The most terrible time of the year, and showcasing why Christmas sucks using an AI advertisement to promote McDonald's. It doesn't really get worse than that as far as combinations go. That's like combining Coke, Mentos, and my fucking raw bussy.
The roast turned to charcoal, and the cookies burned too. Freaking chaos, it feels like a zoo. It's the most terrible time of the year. So you flee from the madness, the lights, and the cheer, and hide out in McDonald's till January's here.
Oh, McDonald's can save us from Christmas? Well, I'm out the door right now. I want to make sure I avoid Christmas and family and all of the holly jolly spirit. It can save me from the madness. What a great idea. Incredible marketing campaign. If you hate Christmas, McDonald's is the place for you. Now, like I said, the ad is bad. It looks like shit. It is very clearly just AI slop. No one's gonna watch this and get any warm, fuzzy feelings inside their soul or anything. It is just very cheap trash. But don't tell that to the agency behind it, because they are defending this garbage tooth and nail. Before diving into the spaghetti and meatballs of the full statement, let me give you a sneak peek here, the appetizer from marketing manager Karen, who stated that the goal was simply to show that December is a busy month for everyone. Not to diss the biggest holiday for much of the Western world, we want to give people something to look forward to each day, not only the traditional peak dates, and this campaign brings that idea to life in a new way. Karen, do you have eyes? Did you watch that by chance? I feel like what she may have been given is a ChatGPT prompt of what was initially pitched as their marketing campaign, but the video they got does not reflect that idea at all. It is blatantly calling it the most terrible time of the year, showing that it fucking sucks, and that the only escape is by going to McDonald's to hide out there until it all passes like a storm. Like some shit out of the mist, really. So I don't know what crack pipe she's boofing here to be saying that the campaign is about giving people something to look forward to each day. What it's actually presenting is an escape route from the season. Go to McDonald's if you need to get away from the hustle and bustle of Christmas, the most terrible time of the year. Like, I don't know what she's yapping about. I think it's pretty clear showcasing all of the worst parts of the holiday season without ever really giving you anything about, like, but it's all worth it because family matters, you know, fucking Fast and Furious style. Instead it says, it's not worth it, you need to escape to McDonald's ASAP. It's like fucking Cloverfield or something. You gotta get away from the monster, go to McDonald's, we'll save you. It's a pretty bold marketing move. Now, obviously, I don't give that much of a fuck. I'm not on the board of directors here at McDonald's. I'm not a shareholder, and I'm not offended by it or anything. But I do think it's weird. Like, if this was my company, right? Like, if this, let's say for Cheeky Soap, I reached out to a marketing agency to make me an advertisement to play during the Super Bowl to promote Cheeky Soap. And what they give me back is something that associates my brand with, like, hating Christmas or something. I'm raising an eyebrow. Like, let's say I get an ad back and it's like, if you hate Christmas and you love to beat animals and beat the shit out of orphans, then make sure you shower with Cheeky Soap before getting your hands dirty. I'm pumping the brakes. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on a second here, sports fans. Maybe let's not associate my brand with that kind of, like, super negative shit. How about the other thing? Like, you love Christmas, you love puppies and helping orphans, then you shower with Cheeky Soap. Why not that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird that the whole ad is about, like, Christmas is so terrible, you gotta escape it by going to McDonald's. It's fucking stupid. And of course, it's all an AI slop ad in the first place, so it's even worse. But the whole thing is just fucking baffling to me is all. But anyway, the main thing I wanted to throw tomatoes at is this statement here. For 7 weeks, we hardly slept, with up to 10 of our in-house AI and post specialists at the gardening club working in lockstep with the directors. If that isn't the biggest load of dirty barnacles I have ever read, you're telling me you had 10 people, your in-house AI and post specialists, by the way, yeah, fucking specialists, prompt engineers, top-tier sentence writers, working on this for 7 weeks hardly sleeping? Yeah, I'm fucking sure, buddy, and I'm 7 feet tall. That is so fucking stupid. What a bold-faced lie. And if that is the truth, if you actually had to have 10 lobotomites here working on this, writing sentences into the AI to produce this, then you guys are fucking idiots. Actual morons. You could put a paintbrush in an elephant's trunk and just set a keyboard in front of it where it's pecking at the letters and it would type out enough sentences to have the AI spit out basically the same fucking ad, I'm sure, over time. And it probably wouldn't take it 7 weeks to do so either. What directors do you have? Some dude that's just sitting there fucking zooted out of his mind saying, yeah, it's good, write that sentence. It's so dumb. It's such a lie. But maybe they did actually have a lot of staff and they hosed McDonald's for a huge paycheck here for this, pretending to do 7 weeks worth of work. That I could absolutely see where they're just taking a ton of money from them, pretending to do like a lot of work, even though anybody knows that this is not a lot of work. It's AI generating a fucking 45-second commercial. You can do that in literal seconds. Every shot traveled through a rigorously engineered tool chain, real Google Earth plates, advanced style transfer, pixel level photo repair, custom LoRaS, control nets, bespoke comfy UI graphs, and thousands upon thousands of tightly steered iterations. Bullshit! Baloney! This is a ChatGPT generated response here where you ask it to just make up a bunch of hocus pocus jargon here in an effort to confuse people into thinking that you actually did any real work at all. You didn't. Liar, liar, pants on fire. You just typed a few sentences in over the course of maybe an afternoon. Then came compositing, lighting balance, physics corrections, physics corrections? My left shoe you did. Anyone who watched the ad can point out tons of fucking problems with that statement, like this guy who falls on the ice and his whole body folds in on itself like origami. Physics corrections, what a joke. And final finishing in flame. We generated what felt like dailies, thousands of takes, then shaped them in the edit just as we would on any high craft production. This wasn't an AI trick, it was a film. And here's the thing I wish more people understood. Magic isn't the technology. The magic is the team behind it. People who pushed, questioned, experimented, swore at broken models, solved impossible problems, and refused to stop until every frame felt cinematic. I don't see this spot as a novelty or a cute seasonal experiment. To me, it's evidence of something much bigger, that when craft and technology meet with intention, they can create work that feels genuinely cinematic. So no, AI didn't make this film. We did. Oh, chills. Literal chills. Wow. What a statement. That's powerful. Man, I take back everything I said. After reading what went into this, the Herculean effort it must have taken for them to produce such a high-quality cinematic AI McDonald's advertisement about Christmas blowing ass. I just can't believe that I would belittle them for this. I feel like such a fool now. Oh my god! And the physics corrections that they must have went through. That poor guy must have been really scrapping in the lab to make it look as good as it did. Fuck. Inspirational. That's the word that's popping into my head now. Now that my eyes have been opened, enlightened into all of the work from such a talented team that went into this. At Sweet Shop HQ, the masterminds responsible for this masterpiece that will no doubt stand the test of time as one of the marketing greats. Now that I see it, I can't unsee it. I know that what they've done here, fucking trash. And that the entire team behind it at Sweet Shop here must be the most insufferable losers on the planet. Holy Toledo. What a statement, Sweet Shop. Really incredible stuff. You did a great one generating this response. I'll tell you that much. The AI cooked for you there. Wow. Anyway, this shit sucks. That's really about it. So yeah, there's a show that's currently airing right now that's been such a pleasant, delightful surprise. I feel compelled to come out here and just wiggle my finger and preach the gospel. But before doing that, I believe there is a prerequisite yap that's needed to set the table here. And it is a subject that has been milked more than the Fast and Furious franchise. This is a topic that it's been discussed a billion times. It's more worn out than your grandpappy's crusty socks. Game of Thrones. There has never been a show as big of... Forgive the remix. Had a little Porky Pig had a little Porky Pig episode right there, and now I can't stop scatmanning. I could edit all this out, but I'm not going to. Game of Thrones. There has never been a franchise, or property really, as big as Game of Thrones that has had such a colossal fuck up and an unfathomable fumble that it completely ruined its cultural footprint. For a decade, basically, Game of Thrones was a cultural juggernaut. And then Season 8 rolled around, and it was so catastrophic, so abominable, that it ruined the entirety of the show and its identity in societal, mainstream conversation. Now, whenever Game of Thrones gets brought up, it's usually followed by a sigh, remembering how great it was, and then how it all fell flat and was ruined. Since Season 8, there has been another show that spun off in the Game of Thrones universe called House of the Dragon. The first season, I really liked. A lot of people really liked it. The second season, quite a bit of a fall off. Pretty disappointing, but it's not, completely in the gutter or anything. Season 3 could bring it back and save it. But overall, people's attitude when you take a temperature when it comes to Game of Thrones is not overly positive given what the IP has been through on, the screen. So when I heard that there was a new Game of Thrones a new Game of Thrones show set in this universe, I was apprehensive but willing to, give it a chance. And I'm glad I did. It's called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. It's currently airing. There's 4 episodes. It is so good. It reminds me so strongly of the glory days of Game of Thrones, the early seasons. It follows the adventure of Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire Egg as he tries to make a name for himself. He wants to live up to the ideal of being a knight in a time where maybe knights aren't exactly all that chivalrous. So far, the show has just been a masterclass in getting you to care about its characters. It does such a good job at getting you invested. We are watching this guy who, by all accounts so far, has just been like a pretty stand-up guy. Sometimes he can be pretty strict because that's how he was raised, and he was raised to be a good man, and now he's on his journey to try and be the knight that he's always dreamt of. It is captivating, and the sets are beautiful. The sets, the costuming, all of it feels like early Game of Thrones. It feels so good. Obviously, since the show is still airing, I'm avoiding spoilers, and since the show is still airing, there is a chance that this just nosedives, just fucking spirals down the shitter here in quality, but I'm optimistic that it won't. This show has incredible momentum right now. The most recent episode was genuinely incredible. So I'm confident, well, cautiously optimistic, I guess is a better way of phrasing it, that this show will continue to stay this good. I think the next episode could be, one for the books. I'm very excited. Now, it's not just Sir Duncan the Tall that you'll care about, though I do think he is the big standout here, but everyone that surrounds him is also a very interesting character as well, most notably Baelor. Baelor just got introduced like 2 episodes ago, and I think he's fucking awesome. Like, I'm really excited to see more of Baelor Targaryen now. And of course, his squire Egg is a very interesting character as well. Can't really talk too much about Egg because that would probably get into spoiler territory. But pretty much everyone Sir Duncan meets is someone that is not just like some like flat throwaway character that's used as a stepping stone to like, heighten your investment into Sir Duncan, which would be an extremely easy thing to do, where, these characters are just, one-dimensional and Sir Duncan's there to contrast the show, like, this is what a good man actually looks like. Those are just evil, boo, boo, boo. But they're actually complex characters that surround him that are very interesting in their own right. Like, I'm just very impressed with the character work they've done in only 4 episodes. And I'm so excited to see how it progresses. Like I said, I think the upcoming episode has a chance to be like some of the best in Game of Thrones. And I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of glaze for episode 4. Apparently it's got like a 9.7 or something right now. It lives up to the hype. I really do recommend this show, and I know a lot of people probably have like, a bit of hesitation, a bit skeptical because of, being burned in the past with Game of Thrones. I think this one is worth giving a shot. I really do think so. I put it off for a while too. I forgot this show started airing until I was streaming and chat kept telling me like, Charles, this is really good. You gotta get in there watching it. And they were right. I don't read the Game of Thrones books. I am not familiar with the books that this one is based on. But from what I understand, this is like a very faithful adaptation of George R.R. Martin's work here. And from the little bits and pieces that I've read about this show, they've learned some lessons from previous Game of Thrones shenanigans. And this time around, from what I've read, one of their big focuses, like one of the big things they wanted to stick on, was being faithful to the source material and breathe life into that, as opposed to, trying to carve their own path outside of it where it starts to conflict with what was already being established, which is what we saw with Game of Thrones Season 8 and what we've also seen with House of the Dragon Season 2. So this one, if you're a fan of the books, is apparently very, very close to just the books here. And it's working really well. Perhaps that's the secret formula. Maybe that's the secret sauce, if you can imagine that. If you're going to adapt something, maybe be faithful to the source material, at least to some extent, right? So I wanted to throw that in there. But the main thing is I just kind of wanted to yap about this to put it on people's radars for anyone that, liked Game of Thrones until the end, which I think was most people. I think this one's definitely worth giving a try. Hopefully I don't look like a fucking fool by the time this season wraps up. Like if it does, get shitty, I don't think it will. I really think it's in such a good spot right now. It has such good momentum. So I just wanted to highly recommend it to everyone out there. Now, something else I really want to mention. This show is only 6 episodes long, and the episodes are 30 to 40 minutes each. So it's not like a ton of content. I was shocked that these weren't hour-long episodes. That's become kind of the norm, like an hour or close to an hour runtime per episode. These are on the shorter side, for sure. But they don't feel short. When you watch an episode, you feel like you get like a full tummy, like you eat a full meal. But they are 30 to 40 minutes. They just do an incredible job of utilizing every fucking second of screen time. But still, there is only 6 episodes, which feels like it's going to be really short. And it's just going to leave me and everyone else wanting more, and it's going to be a while for more to come out. So, gonna be a bit of waiting there. So I just kind of want to mention that it's not like a long show. It's only 6 episodes. So anyway, so far it's been great. That's really about it. So yeah. Barbie Fest is the new Willy Wonka experience. I did not hear about this. That's awfully high praise. Wow. This looks sad. This looks like something out of Season 2 of Fallout. Oh my, what is this? Are they testing bombs here or something? The Barbie Dreamfest was billed as the ultimate Barbie fan weekend, promising attendees interactive experiences, unique programming, a star-studded panel, and other unforgettable experiences. But after the first 2 days of the event at the Broward County Convention Center in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, hey, Florida, let's go, baby, we fucking did it! Some attendees who paid up to $450 for tickets have likened it to the Firefest or viral Willy Wonka immersive experience. Can I see it? Here we go.
Yes.
Well, let me see that again. I mean, already has a lot more going on than the Willy Wonka experience. You have some custom barricades here. What's that? 4 tables with some balloons. This looks lively. 2 inflatables. That leaves a little to be desired there.
The Barbie Dream House. We're the life-sized Barbie Dream House right now, guys.
Oh wow, it's a cardboard cutout. It is life-size.
There.
Wow, you can live in that. The hell did that say? Impala. Damn, they got a whole obstacle course set up there. Look at this. It's like a tower defense maze. Everyone looks like they're having so much fun. What's the problem? This seems like $450 well spent. You just have to imagine the houses. You're so fucking right. That's so true.
Okay, here is another sponsor that we saw, which I have questions about where the sponsorship money went. Is there money? Because there's no cookies, and they make cookies. So what did they contribute?
What? Sweet Lawrence is... they make cookies? That is a good question. You would think if they're sponsoring the Barbie Fest, they would have... Yep, they are gluten-free vegan cookies, it seems like. You would kind of expect them to want to be putting their product there. Maybe that's... whoever's hosting this just really likes Sweet Lawrence. Thanks to our sponsor and partner, Sweet Lawrence. I ate one for breakfast this morning, so thanks for helping giving me the energy to put this on today.
There's neon. Maybe that's the dream house. There's neon? Yeah, right next to it. There it is. Oh, is that the lifestyle? I mean, we can't get up there with it, so. Wow. Pose. Pose.
That really is a big wow moment.
Yeah, that's how this is going.
Wow. Wait, what was that? Oh, it's like a hair salon over here. Get your hair done like Barbie.
Are you having fun? More sponsors.
Okay, this is the biggest load of baloney ever. You're telling me Dillard's helped put this shit together? 100% they just started throwing names in here, hoping no one would notice. You're telling me a yoga group helped sponsor Barbie Dreamfest? You think I'm an idiot, don't you? You think I'm stupid, huh? Imagine Cheeky Soap was there. Oh, wait a minute. Imagine they did just slide Cheeky in there. I'd go crazy. I'd be like, oh my god, yeah! Yeah! We were there! Part of history! The world's worst Barbie fest! Let's go!
They're here, I guess. These 3 are here. Those 3 are there.
Michaels is there. No way. Show me the official Michaels booth. Michaels doesn't... What do they sponsor? They don't sponsor shit. Michaels is just like the #1 spot for arts and crafts supplies. You think they're sponsoring fucking Barbie Dreamfest? My left shoe. What do they sponsor? Let's see. I'm seeing if they've ever sponsored anything else ever. I feel like they just brought in some Michaels product that they bought earlier that day. I also don't know why I thought I would find anything about what they've sponsored in the past by just typing in Michael's sponsor. It's just trying to put me in touch with their press packages. What a terrible search from me. I still just don't believe it, and I don't feel like looking harder now.
This is the yoga one.
Maybe it's not the store Michael's, just a dude named Michael.
Very cute pink outfits in
Perhaps.
a lot of different sizes.
This is real cute for the kiddos.
Yep.
This is here, Miss Rocks.
That's gorgeous.
That might be the yoga mats, yeah. I think
Yes, that's the yoga mats.
A lot of yoga.
No, baby. No.
I think the braiding loft.
That might be in there.
Yes, I think they're working with the glam bar.
Didn't see that.
Definitely didn't see that.
I'm not convinced that this is a flop yet. What is this? Oh, it's a roller skating arena. I thought that they were just closing kids in there. You aren't allowed to walk the grounds here.
It's embroidered with Dream Life here. And then let me show you what I've gotten so far.
So it wasn't all a bust.
I got this gorgeous art piece. And then
Nice.
I have this other one. I thought that was very pretty, so I got that.
Cool, cool.
And then I also have this one. This looks so pretty. Isn't that pretty? And then
Was that AI? that one might have been AI art.
and I also have this one.
I
This
don't-
one's
I don't feel like trying to
gorgeous.
rewind
It's,
here on-
hand done. This is like a hand painted butterfly. Look all the colors. It's so amazing.
That is pretty
So
amazing.
that's what I got, and then I have this boat in here, just some spare stuff.
Man, in the description, she's calling it a nightmare fest and the worst event ever. She probably dropped $150 though on all this this merch and her swag bags and all that.
And so
Bro, go to the website. They were supposed to have special guests like Serena Williams and Angel Reese. No. But they probably showed up, right? The voice of Kin, Sean Hankinson. Chef Becky Brown, a chopped champion, also there. You can pay for some cool stuff. Dr. Swati Mohan, a NASA aerospace engineer. She's coming tomorrow. Little confused on the crossover there, I'm going to be honest with you. Don't really get that. But that's cool. That's cool. So it's still going on. We haven't even seen it at its full potential yet. So was Serena Williams and Angel Reese there? I'm guessing no, right? She did. No, I'm looking at it right now. She was slated to be there from 3 p.m. until 6. And she did show up, according to a few Redditors. Though that could just be a lie. Those could just be bots. It is Reddit. Take it with a handful of salt. I have yet to see a single picture of Serena Williams at Barbie Dreamfest. And you would think Serena Williams being there would be a pretty big deal. People would be pretty excited for that, I would think. Okay, this is from their Facebook page.
Barbie Dreamfest, March 27th to 29th, for a fan-filled weekend of limitless possibilities.
What are the odds this is AI? I haven't seen any evidence of her actually being there. The only people saying that she showed up were like 4 commenters on Reddit. There's some videos on TikTok. Alright, let me check TikTok. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
There's 2 ways. Like, I mean, when you are a favorite, then it's like
She did show up.
to lean into pressure. That's a different conversation. Pressure does create diamonds.
True.
But I also think that underestimating is.
How much did they pay her? Because that event is dead as fuck. Did Angel Reese show up as well? Wow. Yeah, the guests they said were coming, they did come. Here, apparently they had a little bit more here than we've seen in the other videos. I was skeptical for a few months as to why there hasn't been official photos of what the con would look like. In all Barbie Dreamfest ads, they looked like this, and since it's Mattel, billion-dollar company, I thought they would come through. I'm going to use these pics for my dispute. So this is how they advertised it, I guess. Wow, they were so close to that too. Oh, wow. Yeah, that wasn't there, unfortunately. If only they didn't blow all their budget on getting Serena Williams and Angel Reese. The first thing that comes up when you start typing mischief management is mischief management scandal. Mischief management and romance con. So this seems to be their last flop. Harnessing the power of fandom. Barbie Dreamfest. They have one coming up called Enchantian? What, Enchantian? I don't know what that is. Broadway Con. Partner events. Camp Film Festival. In partnership with Patreon. Alien Con. In partnership with A&E. Here we go. Okay. When I go to the Doug Marcaita's website, he's the only one I can find with a post about HistoryCon, which is proudly advertised here, by the way. Please note this event has been postponed. This is the most recent thing I can find. So it looks like this didn't even happen. Father, Papa, Papa, Dad. All words you might be familiar with to describe the man who helped carry you into this world. Not in his tummy, but in his sack. I call this man Charles Sr. That's my dad. And my father, for the last 2 years, has been working on a car project that I made a video about almost 2 years ago now. A 32 Ford, which is a very special car to him. He built it when he was 16 years old with his dad, but ended up getting an offer he couldn't refuse and sold it. Since then, he's regretted it because it's a very hard thing to find all of the components for to build it again. 2 years ago, he did happen to stumble across a unicorn out there with a 32 that they could restore and basically build, not from the ground up, but, somewhat close to it. Basically, what he wanted to do is recreate that build that he did when he was 16 years old, which was modeled after the American Graffiti 32 Ford. So for 2 years, my dad's been in the shop like fucking Frankenstein here, bringing back to life a monster, this 32 Ford Coupe. He teamed up with his buddy Joe, who has a shop in Orlando, and the two of them together have been working every single week for 2 years now to build the perfect 32 Ford Coupe from the American Graffiti movie. And it's finally complete, and they're very excited to show me, and I'm excited to show you 2 years of work with this 32 Ford.
Well, here we are, Joe. After 2 years, here's our masterpiece. What do you think?
I love it.
Huh?
I'm gonna take you on a tour of it in a moment, but yeah, my dad wanted the garage door reveal. I think he was probably expecting me to do some cinematic edits. He has far too much faith in my editing prowess, so the best you get is just the raw dump here. It looks so good, though. They did an amazing job, and my father was keeping me updated on all of the things him and Joe were doing every step of the way. They really did fundamentally rebuild the car. The only thing that kind of stayed the same from what we initially purchased was the body of the vehicle, but even that got some changes as well. The body is one of the hardest parts to find, as I understand it. I think the body and the chassis were the two things that had the least changes to them, but this was a huge undertaking, and they did an amazing job. So it's loud. This puppy zooms too. This will get you around the block, point A to point B, lickety split, but it is louder than a motherfucker, and apparently in the version 1.0 they had, it was 10 times as loud, to the point where it probably wouldn't even be street legal because it'd be blowing up eardrums and assholes. So they had to change even more about it, some alterations to quiet it up a little bit so it could actually be driven without just ruining everybody else's day. I don't think I have any footage of that one, but I do have 2 quick videos of it zooming around and how it sounds after they've changed it. You guys did a great job.
We love it. We got the mana-free intake and the 4 2-barrel carburetors. What is it, Joe? 1968 327?
68 327.
So the only thing we didn't do to this 32 Ford, it's all original steel. The only thing we didn't do is chop the top 3 inches like the American Graffiti car, because Joe said, hell no, we ain't touching that car. That body's too nice in there, right?
You're
Joe?
too tall.
Walk over here, Joe. Get
You're too tall.
My dad is too tall. It makes me sick. He kept all the height for himself and selfishly refused to share any with his only son. Isn't that fucked up? He's 6'5", and look at me.
Joe, show him the interior. Show him what we got.
Well, we moved it. That's my pillow because I'm so short. I can't reach the clutch. But you got to understand, Charlie's 6'5", so we're building a car for a giant. And so we had to have headroom, and we have to have leg room for him. So this is I think it's an original bench seat.
It's the original 1932 Ford bench seat.
And we took the package tray's been removed, and we moved the seat as far back as we can get it so Charlie can fit comfortable. And then we ordered an offset shifter, so it moves the shifter towards the center of the car, basically. And we got blinkers and brake lights and stereo and electric fuel pumps. And
we got a completely powder-coated undercarriage front end. We got old finned brake drums from an old 53 Buick on the front, just like old nostalgia hot rod.
It's got a Ford 9-inch rear end.
Ford 9-inch in it?
Numbered out as a 71 station wagon, which is a heavy-duty Ford rear end.
And we changed the rear gear to 373, so she's got some giddy up.
Yeah.
But this is the finished product right here. So we just wanted to show everybody what
all the gauges work, right, Charlie? Even the fuel gauge works.
Everything's new, wiring harness is new, everything in the car is brand new. And it did take us, 2 years?
Right at 2 years.
Right at 2 years. Yeah, we got a, trunk sole upholstered. We got a big old built-in fuel tank right here we made. And car's done now. We're just going to drive it, right, Joe?
Mm-hmm. Have some fun with it.
Yeah, that's a mean-looking car right there.
Tell you what.
So the next project is Joe has a 1932 Ford sedan, a chopped sedan that we built. Get over here, Joe.
We built it in 99.
We built that car in 1999. It was a 427 blower motor in that car, and it was so fast it was scary, wasn't it?
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. I lost control of it twice. So I finally pulled the motor out of it. Then I sold the body. And then I got the body rolling chassis back 13 years later.
Yep.
I sold it 13 years and it was gone.
Yep.
And so now we're going to put a small block in it and not make it so deadly. We got plans to put it back on the road. It's like this, but it's a sedan. It's a 4-seater instead of a 2-seater.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it's painted
purple. So that's it. The 32 project's done. That's the update. We'll move on to the next one.
Well, what was the hardest part of the build?
What do you think, Joe? Really, nothing much for me. One of the hardest
things that slowed us down was wiring.
Wiring?
Because him and I are just not good at wiring.
And we haven't done it in so long.
And my brother used to do it, my older brother, but he had some health problems and couldn't do it. So it ended up, my oldest son stepped forward, Dylan, and he wired it from front to back.
The other thing was we took our time, and I was doing a lot of searching on the internet trying to find the original parts that was on the American Graffiti movie car.
Like the bumper.
Like the bumper.
That's cool.
The bumper that's on this car is an original 1973 Alfa Romeo front bumper guard. And that's what was on the American Graffiti coupe that was in the movie. So I actually found one from a guy in Michigan who had one brand new that he never put on his Alfa Romeo that he bought in 1973. And I bought it from him and he shipped it to me. So it's just shit like that we didn't want to rush into it, and we wanted to make it, as cool as we could with all the original
Then we
parts.
did a few changes, like the exhaust. When we first started it, God, it was loud. And Charlie's like, this thing's never going to go in my neighborhood. So we came up with a stainless exhaust idea. If you want to bring that over here, look. And we went through the bottom of the header and brought it in for the exhaust that goes underneath. This is underneath where his shoes are.
These are actually 12-inch muffler turnouts that has a baffle in it.
Yeah.
But it was even so loud with the baffles exhausting right here that I said to Joe, we gotta quieten this thing up. So what we did is we cut a hole in the bottom of the header. We got this crossover pipe going out under the car on each side. And we've got Flowmaster mufflers in the back, and it's actually exhausting out the side, but it looks like it's exhausting right here on the side. It's exhausting out the back. And what we did is we welded a plug inside of this muffler, so it's capped the exhaust off, so it's exhausting out the back. Now, if I ever want to really make noise and really upset everybody,
we can slide them off.
We just pull this exhaust piece right off, and then it's open header from here right on back.
So I said 3 inches, and Charlie said 1 inch, and we settled on 2 inches.
So they're 2
it's 2
inches.
inches out from there.
So
And
we just
figured out
we just took our time
kind
and
of compromise and took our time. And
talked about stuff and what we wanted.
make sure we got everything the way we wanted. Put all new glass and rubber,
everything.
Sandblasted the body.
But it's a real steel car. It's not a plastic car. So, and that's it. That's the update.
What about I remember you told me American Graffiti had what was it? Motorcycle fenders or some shit?
In the front.
Yeah.
You guys did the same thing.
Yeah.
So we found those fenders Joe found them at a motorcycle shop. And we made brackets for them, and it's exactly the same.
Yeah, we got pictures of the original car, and Charlie and I were talking about the brackets. I wanted to paint the brackets black, and Charlie's like, no, the originals were yellow. And so he sends me a picture of the original American Graffiti car, and the brackets are yellow. So we painted them yellow. We're trying to. We did not cut down the grill shell. We didn't like that look.
No, when they chopped the top 3 inches, they chopped the grill shell
3 inches.
And this is our steel grill shell, original grill shell. We're not going to cut that either, so that's why the car's a little height. And I'm tall, I need the headroom anyway, so it's like it's more comfortable to drive,
Yeah, you wouldn't have fit in it if you chopped the top at all.
No,
We
real
built
tight.
we built a Model A years ago, 31, and we chopped the top on it, and it was yellow. Charlie pulls up at a car show like this. It was miserable. He's like, I hate this car. It's so small, I can't drive it. He sold it.
Yeah.
And so then we knew then that there's no way he can drive in a chop top car and be comfortable.
No.
You know?
So anyway,
Yeah.
well there you go, Joe.
Good.
On to the next one, brother.
That's right.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
It's really cool to see the 2 years of work paying off here with something very special and so meaningful, not only to my dad, but to Joe. As I mentioned in one of the other videos with the 32 progress, Joe has a business called Joe's Paint and Body in Ocoee that's been there for 42 years, and he is still working every single day, hard as fuck, but would still find time every week to spend hours on this 32 with my dad. The two of them just back in the saddle again, back in the mega mix, because it is something that meant so much to them both. And they were both very excited by it. So I'm really happy, and they really were excited to show all of you that it's complete and how it looks. I don't have a ton of videos of it running, but I think it's going to be getting quite a workout here in the hands of my dad here. He is so happy to have this 32 back. I think it's just super cool, and I just wanted to share all of this with you now that the project is complete and they're on to the next one. So yeah, anyway, that's really about it. So yeah, the nightmare finally ended. One Punch Man Season 3 just concluded, and it actually went out on a decent note. The final episode of Season 3 was one of the better ones of the season, which isn't saying a lot. That's like saying your most recent fart was the least stinky. Not to say that it was like an all-around bad episode or something, but it was such a horrible season that even like a decent moment just feels very sad still. Unfortunately, this season was a wash like 6 episodes ago. It was just dead, and there was nothing they could do to save it. They couldn't get the defibrillator out and shock it back to life or anything with a great episode. Not that a great episode ever came, but with the Saitama vs. Orochi fight and Flashy Flash fight, those two were definitely the best moments of Season 3, and they do show that the animation team here does have the capability of delivering quality at least the same level as Season 2, but due to whatever unfathomable degeneracy and greed was happening behind the scenes with Bandai, where they refused to give the team any real time or money to flesh it out and deliver something of high quality, we were left with this fucking hemorrhoid of a season. And they're threatening to release a part 2. So there's an official announcement, as far as I can tell, an official announcement. Maybe this is all like a big out-of-season April Fool's joke, who's really to say at this point, where they're announcing a Season 3 Part 2. Now, it's slated to come out in 2027, which means that should be 2 years of being able to cook this season, which is significantly longer than reportedly the team had to work on Season 3 Part 1. From everything I've read, even though it took 6 years between 2 and 3, the actual animation didn't really have all that long to bake. So that gives me a small glimmer of hope that maybe Part 2 will be a significant improvement and get back to what JC staff was able to deliver with Season 2 at least. That being said, the official poster that was posted for it is literally the exact same one that they made for Season 3 Part 1 2 years ago. They just flipped the PNGs around. If you could have seen my face when I saw that poster, I was sporting the biggest frown you've ever seen. Not even the Grinch could find a way to look that miserable when I saw that. Because that's... You can't really come up with a good excuse there other than they didn't feel like making a new poster. They wanted to do the bare minimum. You can't even blame that on, like, budget or like time constraints or something to just reuse the same image from over 2 years ago and just flip the characters around. That's Jiminy Christmas. Holy Toledo. That's rough. Heavens to Betsy. That is already putting Part 2 in a pretty sour spot that they couldn't even be bothered to make like a new poster for it. But again, with 2 years here, 2 years of playtime, hopefully it can be an improvement from what we just experienced here with Part 1. Season 3 was an atrocity. It was an affront to God when it comes to animation. But not just animation, because everything was so rushed and so crunched, everything suffered, even outside of animation. So like the pacing didn't work. There were tons of editing mistakes out the wazoo. Characters would sometimes just grow titties or sometimes like lose or gain fingers. Like all kinds of like crazy wacky shit was going on. And then like the humor would fall flat because it was edited so poorly and cut from like the joke away from the punchline then back to the punchline. It was just a complete disaster. So while the animation did look like a PowerPoint and it's the main thing people criticize and spit on, it had even more problems than just that. The whole season was pretty embarrassing to what the source material had provided. Again, I don't want to just keep, barking up this tree, but I cannot express enough just how good the One Punch Man series is. The manga is extraordinary, and to see an adaptation like this that is clearly rushed and half-baked, it just sucks. And it's why it's become such like a big talking point for a lot of people, because people cherish Season 1, and even though Season 2 wasn't as good as Season 1, in hindsight, we didn't know how good we had it then, I guess, because this has just been terrible. Absolutely terrible. And even if you don't know anything about One Punch Man, just watching Season 3 is not enjoyable. There's not a whole lot to like about it. And again, I want to strongly reiterate this for the millionth time. I don't put the blame solely on the shoulders of JC's staff for this catastrophe of a season. I think with the couple of decent moments shown here, it proves that there are passionate, talented animators working at that studio. I think the problem comes from a higher level. The fucking husks, the soulless corporate zombies in suits at Bandai that are so against putting any amount of actual money and elbow grease into this property, and reportedly only giving them like 6 months worth of production to shit out Season 3 here. It seems like they're committed to delivering the cheapest, laziest, and most bare bones anime adaptation just to cash in on the goodwill of the One Punch Man name. I don't understand why, and I honestly feel like even though the release date is 2027 for Part 2, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that they don't start production until like January 2027 and it comes out in like October of 2027. It really wouldn't even have me raise an eyebrow. That seems to be Bandai's MO right now. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they fucking put a padlock on the JC Studios office doors preventing them from even thinking about working on One Punch Man Season 3 Part 2 until they permit them to do so 6 months before it's supposed to air. They just seem fully committed to delivering trash with the One Punch Man name. Bandai is. It's just extremely disappointing because it doesn't have to be this way. It's pretty inexcusable from Bandai's side. And admittedly, I am shocked they're even going for another rodeo here. I thought for sure, based on the reception to Season 3 and how it's become a historically trash season in anime history, I thought they would 100% just wash their hands of One Punch Man and be like, alright, well that didn't work. Seems there's no pleasing any of you. You didn't like Season 3? We spent all of $46 on it. Well, that's the best we can do. Ungrateful. Sorry, no more One Punch Man anime, I guess. Go fucking, drink toilet water for all we care. I thought they were just going to be done. I thought there was no chance. I thought they'd just bury their head in their ass, call it quits quietly, no more One Punch Man. But they immediately, after airing the final episode, have a part 2 ready to announce. I can sniff the fumes in the air that this was probably always the plan to try and milk it a bit. But I don't think they expected how poorly the first part would be received before they, really, lat spread and lock themselves into this path here. But who knows, maybe Christmas miracles do happen. This is going to sound like fanfic and a lot of, dangerous levels of hopium, but maybe Bandai learned their lesson here with part 1, where they realized that they can't just, plop out any amount of garbage and people will swallow it with a smile on their face and endlessly support it and spend money or whatever. Maybe now they'll get the message and learn that they need to actually put real time and resources into developing something meaningful. Anime is bigger than it has ever been, which means there's far less leniency from the audience to just stomach trash to this degree here, where it's almost insulting to the human eye. There are just so many other things, they'll just go watch something else. It's not like Pokemon fans, where no matter how shitty the Pokemon game is that comes out, they'll still just play it, swallow the shit with a smile on their face. Here, people are a lot less receptive to that. They'll just go watch something else and drop this because it's just not very good. It's just a stupid decision across the board, even from a business perspective of trying to save a couple of doubloons on the bottom line by giving them no time and money to make your anime. You just stand to lose more than you could ever possibly gain there. It's just silly. Especially for something like One Punch Man, where there is only 3 seasons in the last 10 years. They haven't built up the brainwashing like Pokemon has, and I know I've already made this point before, but I think it's an apt comparison, where people will just watch it no matter what. With One Punch Man, a ton of people dropped it because it was shitty. The only people that stuck with it are masochists and fans that just couldn't look away from the train wreck. They had to watch how their boy was being massacred here with Season 3 of a beloved IP. I'm in that group. It was a stupid decision, and hopefully this message has made it loud and clear into the minds of the Bandai executives that made the initial call to spend no money and give no time to JC staff. Hopefully with part 2, that has really sunk in, and they are going to actually put more money and give JC staff more time so they can hopefully get back to what they were doing with Season 3's... Oh, God, good Lord. That was like poison coming out of my lips. With Season 2's level of quality. Hopefully we never see anything like Season 3 ever again. Holy shit. Anyway, I'll stop yapping about it. The Season 3 Part 1 is over. Hallelujah. That's great news. That's about it. So yeah. Have you ever wanted to be sued? Perhaps. Have you ever wanted to be sued by multiple entities at the same time, filling every orifice with a lawsuit? I would imagine no. That's an awfully hot copied spot. We're talking about Pikmin copying the homework of multiple big titles to an almost comical degree. This would be something that I feel like would be almost satirical from a game development student in college making this as a project piece for class. Never actually anticipating selling it or anything because they know that they would get fucking biblically smacked down by the companies that they are heavily borrowing from. And borrowing is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. That is loosey-goosey because it is almost one-to-one carbon copy a clone. That's right, I'm talking about Pikmin. Pikmin is a game that came out of nowhere with a trailer that kind of got a lot of eyebrows raised because it is strikingly similar to Pal World, Pokemon, Zelda, and even a hint of Overwatch. So Pikmin is being developed by a studio named Pocket Pair, who has a remarkable track record of their first game. Now, the name Pocket Pair might have, made you feel like you'd heard it before, and it's because you're probably getting it confused with the developer of Pow World. Their name is Pocket Game. It seems Pocket Pair was very inspired not only by Pow World itself, but even the studio's name. They wanted to take inspiration from almost one-to-one. Not only studio name, they also really liked the description that Pow World uses on their Steam page, because they lifted that bitch almost one-to-one as well. Dive into a vast, uncharted continent filled with ancient civilizations and mysterious creatures called Pikmin. In this multiplayer open-world survival crafter, you'll team up with your Pikmin to fight, farm, and build industrial empires while thwarting a shadowy organization's plot. Now let's take a peek at what Pow World describes its game as. Fight, farm, build, and work alongside mysterious creatures called pals in this completely new multiplayer open-world survival and crafting game. That's pretty close. To me, it sounds like Pikmin, the developers, said, "Hey Grok, can you take this description and add a few more words to it, maybe a little buzzwords about fight, farm, and fuck your way to the top or something with our Pikmin?" It's pretty close. The DNA is still very much intact. Now, Pikmin is being published by a company called Network Go, whose name to me already feels fishy. That sounds like the name of the Wi-Fi at my local coffee shop. Like, everything about Pikmin is just so peculiar. And it's apparently a very real game that they're looking to release. And when you watch this trailer, we watched it on stream, when you look at this, you will immediately see that this isn't some kind of Pow World situation where it's very clearly existing in a very similar genre with similar designs to Pokemon, but completely changing the formula to something unique for its own identity. It is actually taking one-to-one elements from these games and then just fucking fisting it into this trailer here haphazardly. It is actually like borderline plagiarizing these properties. It's pretty ridiculous. Have you seen the game Pikmin that's copying Pokemon, Pow World, Breath of the Wild, and somehow Overwatch? I haven't watched the trailer, but I heard about it from a buddy of mine. Let me check it out. Am I on 2x speed? No, that just seemed like it was fucking schmoovin'. Pikmin! I feel like Nintendo's gonna send me a cease and desist just watching this trailer. That's pretty shameless. That is pretty shameless character design there. Who's making this? What studio's making this? Pocket Game. Let's see. They don't even have a website. This is literally just a random Steam dev. This is all they have. A studio with no fear, that's who. True! That's actually just Lucario, isn't it? Am I on the crack pipe? It's just Lucario wearing some work gloves. No, that's clearly not Pikachu. That didn't look like Pikachu at all. He had like a mullet. Wow. Yeah, they really stole directly from Pow World and Pokemon. Huh. That is shameless. And that's just Roadhog. That is just source filmmaker Roadhog. Wow. Wow. I guess the strategy is get sued for marketing, maybe, is the idea. Oh, didn't mean to click that. There's apparently an after credits scene here. It's probably gonna be Luigi or something. Steal from literally everything. Bro, that's literally Pikachu. I mean, yeah, they did just direct rip many things. Pretty interesting. It feels like a stupid idea. Because, like, Pow World, while it's clearly Pokemon inspired, it's totally different, night and day, to a Pokemon game. This is literally using Pokemon models and direct ripping Pal World game. Like, there's no argument. I still can't get over just how egregious it is. They didn't even bother trying to hide it at all. They literally have Roadhog. They have Roadhog. I wouldn't be surprised if they just took the assets from these games and just said, alright, now they're in Pikmin. Now it's not Roadhog, it's Pickhog. Or it'd be Hogmon or something. It's out of control. And the Pikachu, that one, that is a giggle-worthy moment because it is actually Pikachu, but then they just put on like a faux hawk or something and said, no, that can't be Pikachu. Pikachu doesn't have a faux hawk, don't be ridiculous. That's clearly something very different. It's a Pikmin, not a Pokemon. I am so interested to see how this unfolds because it is taking a lot from quite a few huge games without even really attempting to pretend that it's unique to Pikmin. I have to imagine that there will be like cease and desist letters hitting their doorstep pretty quickly. I would wager a guess based on the trailer here. Now maybe this is all placeholder stuff and they plan on overhauling the designs by launch. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what the strategy is. It is mind-boggling. I had to yap about it a little bit. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya. Well, it finally happened. We're here, baby. This day was inevitable. You didn't need to be Nostradamus nor Baba Vanga to predict that eventually someone was going to get shot over Pokemon cards. With the way the hobby has devolved and been completely destroyed, infested with greedy, insatiable worms that are seeking to just squeeze every bit of joy out of the hobby in the sake of financial gain, like tiddlywinks of financial gain in most cases, these pathetic scalpers are unhinged, unloved, unwashed losers, and it was always going to happen that one of them would snap and start shooting, and that's exactly what happened at a Kroger.
Meanwhile, a dispute over Pokemon cards may have led to a shooting outside of a Kroger on the Near East Side. One person was injured. Police say both people involved are adults. The victim is in surgery. It happened in the parking lot of the grocery store on Twin Air Drive just before 7 o'clock this evening. That's near the Community Justice Campus. Again, IMPD says their preliminary investigation revealed the suspect and victim had a disagreement over Pokemon cards, which then turned violent.
According to an eyewitness, it started because one of the men accused the other of cutting him in line at the Pokemon vending machine, which, I've said this a lot, Pokemon vending machines are basically PvP-enabled zones. That's where people go to just fucking scrap. That is where all thoughts leave the human brain, and it just devolves into Neanderthal mode. I have made so many videos clowning on and talking about the degeneracy in the TCG community, not exclusive to just Pokemon, but Pokemon is by far the biggest and scummiest of all of it. And these degenerate fucking vermin love to go to Pokemon card vending machines and just fight each other and fuck each other. It is just out of control. Like, I imagine not too far into the future, Pokemon card vending machines will just be banned because it is constantly just a source of problems. People like glitching the machines and then starting fights with each other, causing a big ruckus and a commotion for all the normal people in the store and the staff. I bet stores will start electing not to put those in their establishment because it's dangerous.
I mean, quite frankly, if it does turn out to be an argument over the Pokemon cards, yes, I think it's totally ridiculous. I'm not a collector of them. I understand that, there are some that are very expensive, but just like I said, we were told an argument.
The suspect is in custody, and IMPD says that there is no ongoing risk to the public. No one else in that parking lot was injured.
I don't know. I'd say sleep with one eye open just in case. You never really know when it comes to these scalpers. They are demons. They are the lowest of the low, and there is nothing they won't do to get their grubby, unwashed paws on some Pokemon product to try and flip it for a $5 profit. Don't be like these guys. Don't be unwashed. Don't be these irredeemable losers. You need to start washing. You need to take your hygiene seriously, so go to usecheeky.com and get some of the best soap in the universe. I really do mean this, though, by the way. The Pokemon scalpers are genuine maniacs, literal lunatics. So this shooting, I don't think is going to be an isolated incident. The violence is only escalating over Pokemon cards, and actually, just today, just like this shooting, I learned that there is now a trend where these scalpers are going to trade shows and putting trackers on some of the vendors and some of the customers in order to follow their movements, presumably to try and gank them later to steal their products, rob them of their Pokemon cards. Because at these trade shows, it's very high dollar cards that are being exchanged, tens of thousands of dollars worth of cards. So now people are reporting that they found trackers on their cars.
Guys, I'm just getting ready to leave the expo, and we always check under our trucks and trailer, and it's a good thing we did. Somebody put a tracking device on us tonight. So somebody's trying to track our stuff, follow us home. You get the point. It's pretty crazy. Be safe out there. That goes for customers and vendor alone, any show you're at. Tracking device put on our truck.
Now, when I first saw this video with the claim that Team Rocket's going around putting trackers at this expo, I thought maybe it was fear-mongering or just trying to make a viral story out of it, like this giant bulky tracker that looks like some kind of gadget or gizmo out of Ocean's 11. I thought okay, maybe this is fake for the sake of cashing in on the hysteria around Pokemon cards. But I have seen multiple vendors now claiming that no, they are actually finding trackers on their vehicles, across the expo. There were a couple other vendors that reported that, yeah, they had found something similar on their vehicles too. And then I decided to do a little more digging, is this something that's new or has this happened in the past? In the past, there have been instances where vendors, not so much at expos, but actual delivery drivers that have Pokemon product, have been tracked by scalpers in order to follow them to wherever they're delivering the product, and they put tracking devices on the vehicles. So, all signs point to this being real, legitimate. It is something I can find evidence on in the past, too, way before all of this started bubbling over to this degree. So, it stands to reason that because of the state it's in, they might be doing it even more to a larger scale now, where they're putting it on vendors at the expo and shit. That is terrifying. Transporting Pokemon cards is more dangerous than transporting drugs. You might just get hit by a fucking bazooka while driving down the interstate because these scalpers caught a whiff of you having $500 worth of Pokemon cards in your back seat. It's actually outrageous. I cannot believe the state of the Pokemon card community right now. And it's not showing any signs of getting better, only getting worse. Also, just today, the Costco Prismatic Evolutions restock happened, and let's take a peek at that line with all the people that were lining up around 1 a.m. waiting tons and tons of hours for opening for the chance, not even the guaranteed, the chance of getting their hands on some Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon product. Look at this diabolical line. This shit is going over to the next county. The line for GTA 5 midnight release wasn't this long. This shit's longer than Disney World lines. Fucking Taylor Swift concerts probably don't even have lines this long. And this is Costco at like 1 a.m. or something with all of these goobers lining up waiting for it to open to maybe see prismatic evolutions. It blows my mind. It's so pathetic. And not a single child in sight there, unsurprisingly, because what kid is going to be getting up at 1 a.m. to go wait in line for 8 hours before open to go maybe get some Pokemon cards? This is a hobby that has completely kicked out the main demographic it was made for. Children. It is all these assholes, these losers, and I bet there's not a single collector there amongst them. It is all scalpers desperately trying to get their hands on Prismatic Evolutions, which was a very popular set, and they covet it, and they believe if they can get some here, they'll make a little bit of money by flipping it on the secondary market. That is the entire clientele of Pokemon now, and this is just the perfect demonstration of that. It's just gross, man. I don't know how you can have so little shame. I don't get it. Anyway, had to yap about it again. That's really about it. So yeah, if you could only see the world through my eyes, you'd be looking most people in their chest. But I'm going to show you a little something that these eyes have seen today. It's a pretty chaotic video with a woman and a man she was with. Could be husband, could be Tinder date, who really knows? Could be a complete stranger who was trying to impress her. No telling. But they were at an event, and she hit the sauce a little bit too hard, had a little overdose on the fun potion, a little bit of glug 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 glug, oh Reggie, and started throwing hands with the staff, and it does not end well with her. This story is not a happily ever after for her life.
Alright, the managers! Alright, he's just fucking harassed. Yeah, he's on a distraction.
Please leave.
Tell me one more time. Did you touch me?
I did not touch you.
Oh, he's a liar.
So the background here is she's a little too drunk and she's starting to hallucinate. She is now accusing someone of harassing her, which apparently did not happen. The guy's even saying that didn't happen. She's got her phone out to record her POV, so you already know she's fucking delusional. It is crazy, astonishing. Just how often people that are making complete fools of themselves, just absolute clowns, will be the ones to take out their phone and start recording it as if they're in the right, thinking people will be on their side. So she's got her own POV. Well, it's not even really her POV because she's holding it like up here. It's probably looking like straight at the ground, but she's just off her gourd right now. According to a bartender that was at the center of this fucking pandemonium, couple came in at around 9 p.m. and immediately there were concerns raised about how intoxicated they were. The night was quite chaotic. The couple came in, they were requesting dinner service. Initially, the server verbalized to me that she could tell that her table was not only intoxicated, but perhaps on some other substances, and they were giving her quite a rough time and being quite verbally abrasive with her. Then I do believe after that, the server asked for the manager to intervene. So the manager got summoned to the battlefield here. He enters the rift, runs it down mid, basically just saying, get the fuck out of here, takes their cocktails away, asks them to leave. And when he brought the cocktails back to staff, he said they had enough to drink, we shouldn't serve them anymore. And that's what led to this intense spiral you're about to see from that couple. She tries to slap the phone out of someone that was filming her, which is odd because she wasn't exactly shy about filming this herself, but I guess she doesn't like the angle that that stranger was catching her at. I don't really know what the thought process was there. Obviously not a whole lot of thoughts going on in there in the first place. Right now it's just her seeing red and on a rampage. Right now she is just like in Kratos Spartan mode, but she's super drunk, so she's throwing wet noodles instead of knuckle sandwiches. And she gets physical with one of the staff back there, and the boyfriend's trying to, like, separate her from them. And as he is doing that, she then aggroes somebody else there trying to attack them, and they were not playing games. This was not Weenie Hut Jr. anymore, so she actually got hip-tossed. You can see the staff pick her up, well, not fully pick her up, but take her and throw her down straight to the floor, and you hear a big thud. She just got potato sacked. It was almost like a perfect little hip toss there, and she was too drunk to really feel the impact, but I know that shit hurt the next morning. She probably felt like she got hit by 5 different fucking freight trains.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Let's go.
No groupings.
Now the goober she's with is trying to get involved, so he's starting to get physical with the staff. You can see him kind of like loosely shoving them a little bit, kind of bumping and grinding on them more than anything. And eventually they both get dragged out of the establishment. The guy was getting absolutely manhandled. He tried to get physical and then ended up just getting like fucking little broed here to headlock. And then she gets taken out in like a pseudo full Nelson, and people are cheering for them getting thrown out. That's how you know you are in the wrong. That's how you know you are a giant asshole, when people are applauding your exit. So they get forced out of the establishment here, but that's not where this is curtains. It doesn't wrap up there. It only escalates because these two are now even more upset and even more combative.
Let go! Let go! Let go! Let go! No, let go right now, please. Let go. Yes, please let go. Please let go. Please let go.
I'm not touching your boy.
Okay, stop.
No, keep on this.
Stop. No.
Hey.
There's a lot to unpack here. There's quite a bit to digest. So they have now been forcibly removed from the premises because they were obviously disruptive, violent, aggressive, combative. They're now outside, and she grabs a fistful of hair, refusing to let go. She has got it firmly grasped here like SpongeBob. And as she does that, her boyfriend, or whatever goofball she's with there, whatever his relationship is to her, he is now gripping onto her like this, yanking her back as he is getting pulled back by somebody else. So it's almost like that stereotypical scene in a movie where like someone falls and like 5 people grab each other's arms trying to catch them. It is that, except people desperately trying to get these 2 fucking colossal losers to get out of there. And unfortunately, it's still just not enough. She is a force of nature fueled by pure alcohol in her veins. She's still going Insano style, and this time she's breaking free. She's going off the fucking leash here. It's sicko mode now. Because the employee whose hair was being grabbed her phone, saying, "She wraps my hair around her hand and just pulls on it for dear life. It was quite painful," and that she only let go when he took her phone out of her hands and threw the phone to distract her to get her away from the restaurant. Like throwing a bone at a dog that's attacking you. So that's exactly what happens. He threw the phone, and immediately she's like going right after it, so charging back towards them. And so she got tripped, and my God, it's like all the momentum stopped. Not like she was, really breaking any land speed records for her 40-yard dash or anything. She was kind of drunkenly waddling over there, but when she was running and got tripped, it was textbook form, and then she just drops like an anvil. Like a piano being dropped in a cartoon. She just hits the ground so hard instantly and starts calling the wambulance. She starts immediately crying in a Peter Griffin death pose.
Guys. No, good. Stop.
Hey. So now that she's been kind of decommissioned here, too many boo-boos for her to continue, she now starts insulting the guy she's with, saying, "Be a fucking man," trying to goad him into getting his ass kicked as well for a biblical smackdown that would have been placed upon his soul. She's just like, "Be a fucking man! Do something!" And you can just kind of see the gears turning in his noodle. You can kind of almost hear his heart breaking, like, oh no, if I don't do something, she's gonna break up with me. But if I do something, I'm going to be broken in half. What a conundrum, no! And then he eventually just decides, fuck it, we'll do it live. So he shoves the guy in the Santa hat, who is much larger than he is. It's a mismatch. He has to know that right there. That's David versus Goliath. But David's a big fucking douchebag here. He has no chance. But he goes for it. Smoke him if you got him, you know? So, no fucking ZD now? So he pushes the guy in the Santa hat. And I swear to God, there might be a longer cut of this, but I bet that guy in the Santa hat could have picked him up like Bane to Batman and broken him over his knee. He had no chance there. But that girl, she was whispering the siren song in his ear, and by whispering I mean shouting drunkenly, fucking trying her best to make sure he is also bruised, bloodied, and broken. Now that's where the video ends, but the story just keeps on going. This is the holiday gift that keeps on giving here for everyone that's not her and that guy she was with. So apparently after the dust settled and everything, the San Francisco Police Department took her in. This was a very popular clip, so much so that her employer caught wind of this. Her name is Shireen Afkari, and she worked for a popular fitness tracking app named Strava, where she was a senior manager of growth marketing and retention, and has now been released from the company. They made a statement on Instagram saying, "We are aware of an employee who exhibited extremely concerning off-hours behavior. We don't condone violence of any kind, and this does not reflect the standards we expect of our team. This past Monday, we made the decision to end the individual's employment." No word on anything in regards to the guy she was with. I imagine in the director's cut of this footage, if there's a longer version of it, he probably learned his lesson after he tried to pick that fight with the Santa hat guy at the behest of his sweet milady fedora tip. An unsurprising conclusion there. She really did go pretty hard, but you know, surely it was worth it. I bet that was an unforgettable night out that she can't remember at all. Little too hard on the old eggnog this holiday season, I think, for Miss Shireen there. Yikes. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya. I've been doing one of these in a while, and I used to do them all the time. Many of you may remember way back many moons ago, I used to do an annual video, a yearly roundup of the most common questions I got asked that year, and answering them all in one big video dump. But it's been a long time since I've done that, mainly because I started streaming daily, which means I was answering the same 50 questions every 4 minutes, so there wasn't really a ton of questions that were going unanswered. But I wanted to give a little mix-up here, hit you with the shake and bake, because there is one question that for actual years I have been asked probably above all else. The only thing that comes close, maybe second place, is why am I so short? Which is a question I've answered 3 times now. I mean, again, it's not a question for me. You gotta ask the man upstairs. I don't know why God made me this short, but I don't mind being fun-sized. Can't change it. Is what it is. But I'll be right back, though. I have to excuse myself to the little sailor's room. Alright, anyway, and that question is about the gym. What is my advice for anyone looking to get started with gym going, a fitness journey? And it's a question I always enjoy answering or just diving in on. The subject is just something I'm very familiar with. Maybe you know, maybe you don't, maybe go fuck yourself, but a little bit of lore on, my academic career. When I first went into college, I had a digital arts major. I wanted a career in animation. But it became painfully clear for the 2 years I spent in this major that there is no one worse in that field than myself. I have to be the least talented organism on the planet when it comes to art and animation. When zookeepers give paintbrushes to elephants and they fucking doodle on a canvas, that demonstrates a higher level of artistic prowess than what I was able to produce in 2 years with that major. So going into my junior year of college, I switched to a human sciences degree with a concentration on exercise physiology, and even though I don't use it these days, I of course still am very active in the gym. I know a lot of people like when I do the old sleeper build showcase type shit. It is something that I've always been very passionate about, and as such, I get questions about fitness and gym all the time, like where to start, because that is the hardest part of this whole journey. So I wanted to make this whole video dedicated to that topic on how to get started with working out. I always really enjoy seeing that so many people are really taking their health more seriously. It's always been like the number one thing I recommend to people that are struggling with self-esteem or maybe finding themselves in a bit of a rough spot mentally. I always recommend starting some kind of fitness journey, setting these small, attainable little goals that you can chip away at, so that way you can feel yourself progressing and taking your health more seriously. I really think it can just do wonders for people's self-esteem, their outlook, and their general attitude. And it's something that's completely free to begin with. You don't need an expensive gym membership. You only need your body. I'm a big proponent of calisthenics. The bulk of my training these days has been heavy weights, but I always integrate calisthenics into my workouts because I think they are just great for functional strength, and especially if you are just starting, it is great for beginners because there's so many progressions. So like push-ups, for example. If you can't do a full push-up, you can do knee push-ups. Pretty much every calisthenic movement has progressions for it. But by far, the most important thing when it comes to working out and taking your health more seriously, and one that everyone always mentions, how do you stick with it? How do you stay motivated? I believe it's routine. It's not easy to start for a lot of people. It's very hard to stay motivated. It's hard. It is difficult. But if you can just grit your teeth and bear it for like a week of sticking to a schedule, it starts to become easier. It starts to become routine. It becomes more comfortable. And then over time, maybe you start to enjoy it. Maybe you and your friends want to start working out together. You go to the gym together. Then it becomes fun. Like, it may start as something daunting that you're not looking forward to, but if you stick with it for a week or two and it starts to feel like a routine, or even starts to feel fun if you're doing it with a friend, or you start to find the joy in working out, then it starts to be locked in. Then it becomes far easier to stay working out, going to the gym, this kind of thing. So that's always the number one piece of advice I give to anyone looking to start a health and fitness journey is stick with it for like a week or two so it starts to feel like a routine. It becomes a normal part of your scheduling, because then it's a lot easier to stick with it. Now, the next piece of advice I always give to people that are starting a health and fitness journey is you do not need to spend fucking oodles of doubloons on all of these outrageous fitness courses that are being hawked on every single social media platform out the wazoo. You don't need to do that. It's the big 2026. There is unlimited information right at your fingertips for exercise science. There are countless great resources online. There's innumerable channels on YouTube dedicated to every single possible training methodology that you could ever imagine. And when you're just beginning, you don't need to make yourself like the perfect split off rip. You don't need the perfect workout regimen to begin with. I think what's far more valuable to a beginner is having a big charcuterie board of a lot of different exercises that you have compiled from a lot of different training resources and trying them all yourself. Making sure to use good form, learning the movements, and finding which exercises you like the best. Because when you're starting a health and fitness journey, you probably want to be enjoying it. Having fun would make it a lot easier to stick with it. So finding the exercises you actually like doing in the beginning, I think, is far more helpful than immediately spending hundreds of dollars finding the most optimized workout splits for yourself. That can come later. Once you're more, seasoned in the gym, you know what you like, you know what's working for you, what's not, then you can start catering your workouts more specifically using other resources that are specific for the goals that you are trying to achieve. But I don't think you need to do all of that all at once. I think it's much more valuable when you're starting out to find the exercises that you really like. Now, naturally, that leads into another question. How do you find these exercises? Where do you go to learn about these lifts and how to properly do them? And how do you avoid the information overload if you do just type in like chest workout, for example? Because if you do type in something like that, you're going to get hundreds of thousands of videos from thousands of different channels and influencers telling you a bunch of conflicting things. Like maybe this guy over here is saying you're a fucking idiot if you're doing barbell bench press. This guy over here saying, no, actually it's a gold standard to just flat barbell bench. This guy over here is preaching the gospel about, no, actually you have to dumbbell press. That's the only way to train your chest. That's the way you got to do it. And when you're just starting, it's a lot of noise. How do you figure out what's the best or who to trust. And I believe, you know, kind of like what was said in the famous commercial, why not both? When you are just starting, I think it's valuable to experiment. So learn both of these lifts and try them for yourself. Because maybe this guy hates dumbbell press, but you end up loving it. So now that can also help you narrow down what channels you want to get your fitness information from, what resources work for you personally, and what you enjoy most from your lifts. And like I said, it doesn't always have to be weight training. Maybe you fall in love with calisthenics. The point is just trying a lot of these movements and a lot of these lifts and figuring out what you enjoy most will help you stick with something. I think that's far more effective than immediately spending tons of money buying like a program and, you know, buying a bunch of supplements. Just try shit yourself first. And as you become more accustomed to working out, as you start making it more of a routine, then you can start fine-tuning it a bit more. And I think by trying a ton of things, it'll help you narrow in on what resources are teaching you these kind of things, and those can be the channels or influencers, whatever, that you follow as like your trusted source for workouts, because it's what's, you know, most enjoyable to you and what's working for you on a personal level. But as I said, the most important thing to start is trying to lock it in as a routine. And starting with somebody else is always going to make things easier. If you do this with like a friend, I think that makes it infinitely more fun just off rip. So if that's an option on the table for you and a buddy to begin this kind of thing, I definitely think that's going to help both of you right away. But again, it can be done solo too. It just takes effort. Like, it does take some time and it takes some effort. But I truly think it's worth it, which is why I always recommend it to everyone. And I always like when people ask me about it, even though I'm not the most knowledgeable guy in the world on it. Far from it. There are people far smarter than I on this subject. But hopefully this yap session has been helpful to someone out there that's been tinkering around with the idea of taking their health and fitness a little more seriously. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah, I'm making fun of the Starbucks CEO because he recently defended the absurd price tag, the $9 cup of joe, and then talked about how customers are willing to shell out that premium because it's a great experience. It's all about a great seat and making a great connection with your barista. Basically, you're going to fall in love with your barista and it's worth every goddamn penny. Now, the reason why I've just given you that like AI synopsis right there on what this video is going to be about is because I don't know how much of the actual interview I can use here because it's the Wall Street Journal, and historically the Wall Street Journal is like a fucking cartel when it comes to anything that it produces. Or even if I've shown you like a clip from something in the Wall Street Journal, I've gotten in trouble in the past for it. Even if it's like a 5 or 10 second clip, they've come at me looking for fucking scalp. They'd be plucking my teeth out of my mouth until I apologized. Like, I do not fuck with the Wall Street Journal. Like, they've done great reporting, I get that, but any time that I've tried to opine on something that's been broken by the Wall Street Journal, I am very prohibited in what I'm allowed to show you, so instead we're going to be looking at like a transcript, and maybe I'll jump scare you with like split seconds of this CEO talking in the interview and see how that goes. So yesterday, the Starbucks CEO, Brian Buttfuck My Wallet, went on to defend the company's $9 cup of coffee, insisting that the price reflects a premium experience offered to customers. He also was recently granted access to the company jet for personal travel, which is a nice little tiddlywink of information I didn't know about, so thanks to the article here for enlightening me on that, because he definitely deserves it. Brian needs to be traveling luxuriously, and he's doing the Lord's work out there. He's delivering mediocre coffee to every sucker out there willing to fork over all the clams for it. He also said that customers across all income levels are willing and happy to shell out big money for a chance to interact with baristas or score a great seat inside the chain. This article is kind of underselling how he portrays that. If I could show you more of the video, I would. But I'm going to drop that little bit and hope that it's okay. I mean, it's going to be less than 3 seconds. I feel like there's no fucking argument Wall Street Journal could make to take down this video, but I guess we'll see. I think it's important you hear it right from his lips.
That value is to be able to have a great seat, have a great moment of connection with a barista.
Son of a bitch, I tried everything, but I couldn't get it to 3 seconds. It's 4.5, but it's under 5, so I should be safe. I should be protected. I don't think they can roll up with the goddamn Pinkertons for me showing 4 seconds here at the very end of the interview. Well, at least of this segment of the interview. So he's talking about the value you get. about the great seat, which I will slam my fist on the desk and shout objection. What great seat. It's fucking Starbucks. It's like the most sterile, generic environment you can ever find yourself in. You sit down in a swamp-ass throne and you maybe tinker away on your laptop or something while drinking some mid-ass coffee. What great seat are you talking about here, Brian? And I can't make a lot of promises to you about what you'll encounter in your life, but I can make one promise that I know 100% with certainty will never happen, and that's you forming a special connection with your barista over going to Starbucks and getting yourself a coffee. That doesn't happen. I don't know what he's talking about. Do they have like intimacy coordinators on staff at Starbucks where they try and like get the baristas excited to maybe fall in love with a customer or something after serving a pumpkin spice latte? I doubt it. They are workers looking to just do their job and go about their day. Not be bothered, not be harassed, and not have this expectation that a customer is going to come in there and form some kind of special connection because the CEO said so. That doesn't happen. It will never happen. I don't know what he's talking about. This guy must have just fucking did some ayahuasca or something. This is some baloney. And also, Brian looks AI generated. I know that is low-hanging fruit as a critique, but literally this guy looks AI generated. He has like that blurry-ass zoom background there, and he himself pops like a Pixar character. This shit doesn't look real. Brian looks like a fake human being. Anyway, out of fear, I'm not going to show you any more from the actual interview, but Brian does go on to drop some premium nuggets. What we're seeing is people, you know, they want to have a special experience, and regardless of what your income level is, in some cases, a $9 experience does feel like you're splurging. And then what that means is we have to make it worthwhile, right? And then in other cases, people believe, well, this is really affordable premium experience, because they're saying like, well, it's less than $10 and I get a really premium experience. I don't know what dimension this guy lives in, but it's so detached from reality. Out of touch doesn't even begin to encompass this. This is just like actual mental illness. This is delusional. He needs to be institutionalized. He needs to be medicated. What is Goober even yapping about? What premium experience? Every Starbucks is exactly the same. They're copy and paste. It's a place where joy goes to die. I wonder if you can tell that I'm not the biggest fan of Starbucks. I wonder if that's coming through loud and clear. I have never had a positive experience at one. The food is at best. I'm not a coffee drinker already, so they have nothing to offer me, and every time I've tried coffee from there, it's even worse than other coffees I've tried elsewhere. There's nothing premium about it. That's like saying that the shitter at the AMC movie theater is premium because you're comparing it to a gas station toilet at the local Shell. Like, it's still trash, man. Like, there's nothing premium about it. It is like the most by the numbers, formulaic, nothing new establishment you could ever venture into for your coffee and overpay for. You're paying $9 for a normal experience of just going and getting some mediocre beverage. There's nothing special about it, and there is certainly nothing that Starbucks does to make it worthwhile for $9. That is just expensive. I don't know who he is citing when he's saying, and then people look at it like, well, this is really affordable for a premium experience because it's less than $10. Nobody says that. No, not even an NPC that you programmed would say that. Because it's not. There's no premium experience, and there's nothing affordable about it. It's expensive. And also, it speaks volumes that he can't even justify the $9 price tag on the merit of the beverage itself. Instead, he is relying on these ancillary things like, $9 may feel like splurging, but we have to consider the entire experience of going into the Starbucks. That's what's most important, the ambiance. That's what makes it worth it, the premium experience. He can't even just say with his whole chest that our drinks are so good and so high quality that they warrant a $9 price tag. You're paying for the highest quality coffee on the planet. Because that's not what you're paying for. You're just overpaying for mid-shit. And he knows that, and he knows he wouldn't be able to get away with saying that, so instead he's relying on these like X factor things of a connection with the barista, a great seat, and of course, the premium Starbucks experience of being lucky enough to come inside of a Starbucks. It's a privilege, and you should feel honored every time you walk through those doors. That's what warrants the $9 price tag. Not our shit-ass coffee. Anyway, the interview continues. Brian keeps putting his asshole in his mouth. He's talking about how Starbucks is actually doing very well, hasn't been impacted, and then even bragged about how the coffee chain is doing really well with younger generations. Hey Brian, you know what else is doing really well with younger generations? Fucking tongue sahur. Scalping Nidos. Fighting each other over Pokemon cards at Walmart and Target. That statement is a nothing burger to me. In my eyes, it is a full-blown, venti, vaporwave, nothingness. Starbucks hasn't done anything to improve the quality of its products or improve its brand or anything at all. So I don't think it being successful with the younger generations is a testament to it doing things right. It's a testament to it just being there and existing. And the younger generation has clearly heard of it before, so they're willing to consume the product. That's it. I don't think he's hit some kind of home run here in recent Starbucks changes, because from everything I've seen, there haven't been any. It's just the same old Starbucks, but now just even more expensive than I ever thought possible for its shit. This fucking guy is so cringe. We're doing really well with Gen Z and millennials, and then really had strong performances across all income cohorts. It can start with as little as $3 for a traditional cup of coffee. And then obviously you can build your way into all sorts of customized drinks that people love and that move that ticket up. The way we're going to play the value game is you're gonna feel like it was worth it. Who walks away from Starbucks saying, holy shit, all that money I wasted was worth it? That was a premium experience. Who does that? What kind of actual loser has that kind of parting thoughts? Like, man, $9 down the tubes, but what a fucking experience. Oh my God, I think the barista might want to have sex with me. I think the barista wants to marry me. It just doesn't happen. There's no premium experience. He insists customers value the experience over discounts or flashy one-off promotions. Oh, that's what everyone says. I don't want to save money. I want to make sure when I go to Starbucks, everything is exactly the same and there's a chance of a connection with the barista. Please, don't help me save money with discounts or anything. I want to waste maximum amounts of money here at the same fucking Starbucks as always. Yeehaw. I'm sure, Brian. I'm sure. Anyway, I won't blabber on more about this guy. Just another painfully out-of-touch CEO I had to clown on. That's really about it. See ya.